No mai haere mai, midweek hoops on Sky Sport. Round 15 of the NZNBL gets underway this evening from TSB Stadium in beautiful New Plymouth. The Taranaki Airs taking on the Nelson Giants, and as always, we begin with the Rapid League. Kia ora, a very good evening to you. Hugh Baden here alongside Tulfa and Crystal Ledger-Walker. Crystal, great to have your company.
Thank you, Hugh. Happy to be here. I'm excited for this matchup.
So am I. We're at the pointy end of the season, and we've got one team here who's going to have some tired legs, that is for sure. The Nelson Giants, their third game in 5 days, a double overtime thriller 2 nights ago against the Jets. We'll get to that when we get to the NZNBL game in an hour's time. For now, it's the Rapid League, where the Giants sit 5th on the ladder with a 9-9 record. Tuatara, Whai and Saints will be fighting it out for the Rapid League Championship, and it's very much advantage Auckland at the moment. Meanwhile, the Airs, 4-13, been disappointing in the Rapid League. They bolstered their lineup with, well, someone we'll talk about very shortly. The hang-up filling up nicely in New Plymouth. And there's the starting lineup for the Giants. I say the starting lineup, there's the lineup for the Giants, because Alex McNaught is out, so they are going to run 5 in the Rapid League. Elijah Inwood, Josh Nicol, Rico Verricchio, James Matthews and big Zach Rampton. No subs. It's like a social league Thursday night and all my nightmares.
Hey, I mean, it's a shorter game and these guys have got what it takes, but we spoke about a little bit more off air. The amount of miles these guys have traveled in these last couple of weeks definitely will come into play tonight. But hey, we're at that time of the season, it's all mental.
They were in Invercargill on Saturday and then Manawatu on Sunday. Here on Wednesday, Monday in Manawatu, I should say, and here on Wednesday. And there's the starting 5 for the Taranaki Airs: Cooper, Riley Tuta, Jerome Tamatea, Luka Vea, and Dane Samuel.
Is that a cheat code, putting him in for Rapid?
Potentially it is. Dropping big Dane down to the Rapid League could improve their fortunes as we see the Chemist Warehouse tail of the tape.
And there we see him in the player spotlight. He just set a new Rapid League top score for the Airs, dropping 24 points versus the Rams. He'll be one player the Giants will need to shut down, and I'm sure a lot of that role will fall on Zach Rampton. James Matthews on the opposite side of things for the Giants as their floor general, gets things going, and he can score the ball going at just under 10 points a game as well. He'll be circled at the top of the Airs stat sheet. But the Giants, they're the team coming into this game with a little bit of momentum, getting a W over the Jets just recently.
Yeah, and a lot of that was Elijah Inwood, who actually played great in both games Monday evening, the Rapid League and the NZNBL game. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Josh Nicol spend some time on Dane Samuel as well, purely for the girth of it all, because Zach Rampton is 7 foot tall, but the skinny 17-year-old, and Dane is anything but.
We'll see if the height or the length might win out in that matchup, but you're right, Nicol and some others might have to have a go on that battle inside. How about these uniforms for the Airs? I like the strip.
You like that little stripe across? It's quite AFL-y, isn't it? The Airs in the black, yellow and white, the Giants in the sky blue. The touch of gold. The inaugural Rapid League champions, of course, which is what that gold represents.
Oh, like that. And can I have your say? There's a lot going on in our socials that you can get involved with. Who is wearing your best strip as we get this one underway?
And it's the Airs who control the tip. Tamatea surveying options. There's Luka Vea down the lane. Rampton looming. Good defense and the rebound from young Zach Rampton, whose family will be honoured later tonight, as whenever these two teams play in the NZNBL, they vie for the Brian Rampton Trophy, named after his grandfather. More on that later. There's James Matthews. Throws that one a little too loosely, and Vea comes away with it. First touch of Dane Samuel, quickly hands it over to Vea, who's going to go to work. Height mismatch on Rico Verricchio, and he takes full advantage.
What a big body move. Second time we see him get to that spin on his left hand. That time comes up trumps. Good hands down low.
Out of bounds, Giants possession from the baseline. Verricchio's going to give up height in that matchup, but he is going to take advantage of his rapid pace. There's Matthews Inwood, who impressed so much on Monday, spinning 2 feet in the paint, fall-away jumper, and the first points for the Giants this evening.
Like that move, once again probing the paint, getting deep inside for a close look around the rim.
2-3 zone on the off for the Giants. Samuel, so far reluctant to get involved. Who's going to go to work with that trademark spin move, the no-look pass to the corner, Lukavea. 3 ball doesn't go. Tamatea scabbers for the rebound and in among the tall timber, gets to finish off the glass.
Great hustle by Tamatea down low. That was caused by Samuel. His presence just inside. You had to put a body on him, otherwise he would have chomped up that rebound.
James Matthews draws a foul, so the Giants inbound from the sideline. Here he is, former head boy in Nelson College. Pass over to Verricchio. Bit of contact on the way through, doesn't deter him. And his first points.
Good set by the Giants to move that ball around both sides, get a reversal and make the Taranaki Airs defense work.
Verricchio a bit for the steal. Tamatea blows by him, but can't get the jumper to go. Nickel brings in the board.
Tamatea looking very aggressive to start this game. That little midi inside.
Matthews over to Verricchio. Pump fake. And defense from Tamatea. Fake dribble handoff from Josh Nickel. Oh, and the nice finish.
Once again, really just working the Airs on that perimeter defense, opening up the space down the lane to drive.
There to Samuel. In the corner is Cooper. 3 ball doesn't go. Inwood with the board.
That's what you're giving out when you go to that zone, those 3-point shots. But also if you're shooting them, you've got to rebound the ball.
Quick first step from Verricchio, scamping past and earning the foul. To the line he goes.
Giants really making the most of that foot speed advantage out on the perimeter, and the Airs that time too late on the help side rotation.
His father won a championship in the NZNBL, playing for the Giants and played for the Rams as well, Carlo. Now a coach in Nelson.
Oh, good. So nice to see all the different families coming through, all of our different regions, and the type of pedigree that comes with it.
Makes them both, there's Rico. Tamatea drops it in to Vea. It's fined. Who picks up his dribble, almost loses it on the pass. To Lukavea, who has been active for the Airs, and the yellow H from inside the paint, but off to the left. Nickel with the rebound. Under a minute to go.
Sorry, Hugh, good awareness by Vea to know the shot clock, to know he had to get a shot up on the board.
Inwood, nice find. Nickel wide open. Verricchio in the corner. 3 ball rattles in, and the Giants put just a little bit of daylight towards the end of this first quarter between them and the Airs.
How about the unselfishness by Nickel to find a shooter waiting in the wings?
Downstairs, down to Darnay Samuel on the dunker spot. Rampton with the foul, or Inwood, we're about to find out.
Darnay Samuel just showing his experience working along that baseline behind the defense and behind their eyes.
He has the footwork and the touch of a much smaller individual, does Darnay. Tough guard.
Very versatile. Now some different change-ups to our starting lineup for the Airs tonight. Aaron Cook was a late scratch out with a hamstring injury, so we'll see Xavier Adam move up into the Sal's starting lineup.
Matthews. Samuel with the defense, but called for a foul.
Really impressed with Matthews' IQ, the way he reads the game and how he picks his moments of when to be aggressive in attack and when to pull it out, get his teammates going.
Represented New Zealand age grade level at 2 sports, basketball and baseball. And at exciting decision on his horizon of what he does next with his college aspirations. He's got the grades to go to Ivy League school as well. Impressive young man all round, James Matthews. Riccio almost with the steal. Tamatea gets a shot up, it rattles around as time expires in the first quarter. It doesn't drop though, and the Giants have a 6-point lead, 12-6 after 1 here in the Rapid League game in New Plymouth. Feeling hungry? There's no better place to go than our friends at Sal's. $35 for a large Nonna pizza. One of my personal favourites.
Large Nonna pizza. What's the difference with that?
It's, you put me on the spot. No, it's like a crispy crust, but it's the margarita with, as you can see, fresh basil or basil, depending on how you say it, on top.
Okay. Can get with that.
It's great. There is the 5 lone Rapid League players, and there's the Merino man on your right side. No prizes for guessing who that is. Sneaking into camera, big Tohi Smith-Milner.
Trying to keep the camera away from the whiteboard, not trying to give away any secrets. But that zone that the Giants have chosen to go on with on the defensive end really paying dividends right now and reflected in the score. How about that? Get excited about our upcoming Tawihi schedule 2026. Scan that QR code, save the dates in your calendar for your favorite team.
So the Giants get us back underway in the second quarter. Screen from Nickel Matthews. Really energy. Inward fakes the 3. Into the lane, the up and under, and he finishes nicely.
Good decision by Inwood to lift after that pick and roll, make some space as we see the ears push and pace.
Stepped on the sideline. A turnover. Riley Tuta. Have we seen Dane Samuel take a shot yet? We haven't. He had a couple of free throws. He's looking to play creator instead of scorer at the moment.
I was going to say, great job by the Giants to send 3 bodies at him. They know he's just coming off a 24-point Rapid League outing. They want him to give up the ball.
Now, on top of the perimeter. Giants will him down from the side. Inwood has to get it in and does just in time to Nickel. Matthews around the Nickel screen. Step back. Nickel spins baseline, going to work. Using that big body of his, and that's a grown man move from Josh Nickel.
Absolutely is. Big body down low. Feed him the ball. Great recognition by Matthews to get the mismatch.
The Giants still in the zone, which has been effective so far, keeping the Airs just at 6. 5 minutes of play now. So you get out of zone, you pass and you shoot. The shot doesn't go in this time. Inwood with the board.
That zone also just changing the pace that the Airs are playing with, really second-guessing themselves, slowing them down.
Zach Rampton down low, having corralled the long pass from Inwood. Nice finish from the youngster.
I did think the Airs would have the size advantage coming into this mismatch, but the Giants doing a great job of finding where they can feed their big bodies.
Rampton with the screen at half court. Riccio puts on the Jets right into the lane. Everything but the finish for Riccio. He'll go the line to shoot 2.
How about Riccio in this game? Up to 7 points. Will have a chance to get to 9 with these free throws. Just his aggression to get himself downhill and close to the rim.
Most of his schooling at Nayland College in Stoke in Nelson before moving over to Nelson College for the last couple of years, where he formed a pretty formidable backcourt with James Matthews and Elijah Inwood, all 3 of them, as you can see on your screen. Samuel calling the shots for the Airs. They trail by 14, bit of work to do. Here is Dane. They're going to get the work done. They're going to get it through Big Dane, and he earns a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Look, we asked him to be more aggressive in getting his own shot. That time he is, and it is effective, getting himself to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. If he can get himself some more touches around the rim, good things will start to happen for this Airs side. Dane Samuel was a tall black, debuted in 2022. Just speaks to all the experience internationally that he has as well.
Matthews is fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2. Probing as always.
Smart play. He felt, you know, that pressure on the physicality from the defense, decided just to keep his head down, get himself to the rim, make a Barcard official blow the whistle.
Part of that under-17 team a couple of years ago, Crystal, that made it to the semi-final at the FIBA Under-17 Men's World Cup. And a fair few of that team got on to some pretty exciting things at college.
As Hayden Jones pops to mind when thinking of that squad.
Oscar Goodman as well, and Jackson Ball, great squad. Matthews is a year young, but that's one of the point guards. 20-7, 2 minutes to go in the first half of this rapid league. Samuel down low, commanding the space, earning the contact and going to the line again to shoot 2.
Once again, glad he's being selfish with it, taking it up himself. Thought he might hit the dump off on the weak side, but instead spins around for his own take. I said 24 points is the best Airs Rapid League score. But Nico Hill had a few really good outings for the Airs.
Splits his free throws. A bit of pressure and a denial of Matthews with the ball, so Ricchio's going to bring it up. And Rampton called for the illegal screen. We get a second foul on Zach, joining Inwood. And remember, the Giants, they've got nowhere to turn in this rapid league. It's just these 5.
We've seen a couple times teams have to play with 4. Samuel, creative pass out of the key to a nicely lined up shooter in Tudor.
Beautiful looking jump shot from the corner. No Alex Smith tonight. Nice backdoor cut from Matthews, and he shows the patience to come away with 2 points.
As much as it is hard on your legs, the fatigue coming in with 5, you also get a different level of trust, confidence in each other, that you know you're not going to get subbed. You're in it together, as we see the Airs really struggling with the zone.
3 ball, too strong. Inwood with another rebound. Rebound number 4 for him. With a minute to go in the second quarter. Ricchio. Oh, what a spin and a finish too. Samuel bit on Nickel in the corner.
Up to 11, and am I reading this right? Is his field goal percentage 100% from the floor?
It certainly is. And from the free throw line. Yet to miss a shot, Rico Ricchio. Just Jerome Tamatea with a 3 ball, rattles it in right out top. The life in the Airs late in the second quarter, a 10-point deficit though. It's a couple of second differential in shot clock and game clock. It's Ricchio again, putting that record on the line. This one comes up with a turnover. Matthews draws the charge.
Smart play to jump in front of the ball while that ball carrier's head is down.
Charlie Samuel not happy with it. Poole was right in front of Mike Fitchett, who was quite vocal about it. Great bit of defense from James Matthews, and Elijah Emerald will inbound. 15.8 seconds on the game clock. They'll have a 14-second shot clock once the floor gets a bit of a wipe.
Remember, both teams still have their BNZ player timeout to use as well.
Matthews gets the ball. Tamatia on him. Nickel coming to set the screen. Samuel, great defense, comes away with the steal and earns a foul too. That's Dane Samuel, the veteran.
It's a great hard show switch or hard switch by Samuel to jump out on that ball carrier, have a dig and play at it and turn it over. He gets to walk the whole floor to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line.
Guesses we'll see a BNZ player timeout if Dane Samuel makes his second. Or whoever really comes down with the rebound, and will be surprised if they don't call the player timeout. Makes it. And as soon as Rico has the ball in his hands, will we see one? We do.
Have to wait for them to get the ball in
I like
their
how
hands.
he did the ref call, the ref signal. To signal that. You don't have to do that, Rico. You just say, time out, please.
He's making very clear to everyone
The
at
wings
home.
out there. You're running out of time and chances to scan that QR code and get your ticket to the big game. And the NZNBL is coming to an end in 2026 over the next few weeks. So make sure you haven't been to a game, or you want to bring your school group or your sewing group or your book club or your D&D club to a game, scan that QR code for a chance to win tickets to games this season, thanks to BNZ.
D&D club, do not disturb club.
Dungeons and Dragons? Seen that move a lot from the Giants in 2026, and this time it results in a James Matthews trip to the free throw line. Seen Alex McNaught run that ploy a few times.
What a greatly designed play to have that decoy up the top to distract the defense, leave nobody in help side for that back cut option going towards the hoop.
What would a do not disturb club be?
I have no idea. Come to the game, headphones on.
Oh yeah, like a sensory silent disco club vibe.
That's why I was really like, what is a D&D?
The thunder down in Taranaki from the crowd. That's actually quite intimidating.
It is. We'll see if Matthews can lock in.
Brampton gets the rebound, can he get the tip? Nickel gets it up, was it in time? It was.
Count that assist for Rampton. What a tip to his teammate, and what a way to end the quarter for the Giants.
Half-time in this Rapid League battle. And the Giants have a pretty healthy lead at the moment, 26-15. Here's the Chemist Warehouse stats at half-time. I talked about Rico Verricchio. He is 3 for 3 from the field. One of those from beyond the arc, and 4 from 4 from the free throw line for his 11 points.
He is on a tear right now. His change of pace, the quickness to blow by his defender and get himself to the rim has been amazing that first half. Rebounds inward leading the way with 4. Nickel chipping in there with 3, and Rampton and Samuel on 2. But the Giants right now sitting in that 2-3 zone and eating up the rebounds, getting out and running, turning it into offense. The assists, we see Vea, Tuta and Nickel moving around, leading the way with 2 assists apiece. And as we keep moving through these, Vea has 2 steals, Samuel with the 1. And that would our stats. The Chemist Warehouse sponsoring those stats. Shout out to them.
At the points in the paint discrepancy here, Crystal. 4 points in the paint for the Taranaki Airs, 18 for the Giants. Too easy for the Giants to get to the rim at the moment.
Yeah, it is. the Ears just need to do a better job one-on-one, keeping their player in front of them. The Giants have come out and just seemed like the more hungry, the more aggressive team on both ends of the floor to start this game.
The hangar continues to fill ahead of the NZNBL game, 7 o'clock. A lot on the line for both these teams. The Giants need to win their remaining 2 games, this one and then the 5 back at Trafalgar Centre, and hope for a lot of help elsewhere. The Ears are still right in the mix, chasing down their neighbours to the west for that 6th spot. 1 or 2 Jets, that is, for those who are geographically impaired. The Bulls still involved in that chase for the 6th. Giants, as we mentioned, everyone but the Hawks now.
What a healthy and competitive league when we're still fighting for playoff spots at this point in the season.
Well, that pass back to Tamatea goes astray. Who touched it last? It looks like the Ears did, so backcourt violation and a 4th turnover from the Giants, the first defensive possession of the second half.
Not a great start by the Ears. This 3rd period really crucial. You know, getting back some momentum. Those adjustments would have been made at halftime. We know neither team can call a timeout by the coach, so a lot of those adjustments having to be made in the breaks.
Nickel with the 3 doesn't go. Verricchio scampers after the rebound. Here he is along the baseline, finding Elijah Inwood. Back to Verricchio, crossover, pulls up from mid-range, rattles it in. Verricchio on a tear, and he keeps this perfect night alive.
Did a great job that first half of getting himself to the rim. The Ears decide to switch. That on ball, that time, pulls up behind it.
Samuel just with that gravitational pull on the defense. Comes away with 2 points.
Gravitational pull on the cross as well. Little hezzy with it to get to his left hand.
Verricchio to Inwood. There's Matthews on the wing. Find the hot hand. Rampton with the screen. Verricchio puts the Jets on. Tough finish.
And is he killing this game or what? Taking what he wants on the offensive end. Plays through the body with the fade away.
15 points. 5 for 5 from the field. Spinning, stepping, earning a trip to the line. There's Lyric Tuhaka.
Great take by Lyric Tuhaka inside. When the Ears have chosen to get touches in there, good things have happened, whether it's trips to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line or just drawing in the defense to open up their shooters on the outside.
Tom Gargiulo, former Nelson Giant himself, now assistant coach. All smiles on the sideline. Great story, Tommy G. Started as a wannabe, which was the rather loud and obnoxious
I was going to say, only
fans,
you can say this.
Group of fans in the crowd. They're called the wannabes.
Okay.
Crack a few cans and enjoy a Giants game and be loud and obnoxious to the other team. So it was really just a super fan who played local ball and then realised he was quite good at it and just worked himself into shape, and then come the showdown, found himself fulfilling his dream as a Nelson Giant, and now he's an assistant coach.
Man, what a story he has to flip it like that, to go from a wannabe to be here today, leading the squad potentially to a win as we see Verricchio again.
Basket counts, basket interference. So, goaltending, I should say. So he keeps his perfect record alive with a wry smile, no doubt. 6 for 6, 17 points.
And leading the way for his team right now. But back to that story, just speaks to the local products out of Nelson. Such a great job of developing and keeping them in the mix. Tamatea can't get it to go.
A great basketball community down in Nelson. I spent 5 years there myself, and you'd go along on a Saturday afternoon to Jack Robbins for a run, and even a battler like me, you'd go along and you'd be able to run with Tall Blacks and Giants and schoolboys, and as Elijah Inwood, one of those schoolboys who used to run around on a Saturday afternoon. turnaround jumper. Oh, half foul the other end. Nickel pulls out of it. No malice intended. After a nice find, Riley Tudor will go to the line.
Riley Tudor's been quiet in this game for me. Known as a shooter, plays big minutes in the South's NBL as well. But only 3 points coming into these free throws. Leads this Rapid League squad in points scored per game, usually puts up over 10. And also top 3 with rebounding and assists as well.
Bit of work to do for this Air side if they're going to come away their 5th win of the season. Stopping this man is one of them. This time he looks to pass Riccio to Matthews. It does well to keep the play alive. Inwards pass is picked off though by Vea. Tutu coming the other way, tapped away, so it will remain possession to the Taranaki Airs.
That's definitely something the Airs were high on Vea about, his length, his defensive ability to get in and disrupt, as we just saw there.
Here he is, stepping into the lane. Oh, big block from Rampton. There keeps it alive though. Samuel, 3 ball. And Rampton with the rebound.
Samuel leading the way, scoring with 7 points, unable to connect on that one, but just showing his versatility that he can step out and stretch the floor as well.
There's Riccio. Out to Nickel. Inward, 3 ball. That doesn't go. Tamatea the other way. Oh, 3 ball's a good one, off balance too by Riley Tudor.
That's what the Airs need him to do, knock down those threes. That's their 3rd of the game.
7 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. Riccio, perfect so far from the field. Into the lane, slings it over to Matthews. With a foul called on the floor.
Vericchio is feeling it this game. The way he is handling the ball right now, he is feeling comfy out there.
Here he is, putting up the 3 ball. Foul called? Was foul called on the 3. Every time he puts it up, you're worried about that perfect game, but he's going to go the line to shoot 3 to finish this 3rd quarter. And currently on 17 points, 6 for 6 from the field.
There needs to be something in the stats that shows that he got fouled for that 1 miss that he's had all game. Okay, never mind, take it back. He missed the free throw, so he can have the negatives.
Well, the miss wouldn't go against his stats anyway for the foul, would it? No, he'll remain 6 for 6. But now just 4 for 5 from the line. Looks like you're going to have 0.3 of a second for the Airs to respond. Remember a few years ago in this very gym, actually, EJ Singler playing, I think for the Rams at the time against the Airs, had a perfect game. He was something like 16 of 16 from the field, and he missed the last free throw of the game.
Those free throws will haunt you.
He certainly did for EJ, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter. The Giants adding to their healthy lead. They lead 36-22. A big 4th quarter needed if the Airs are going to upset this one.
Scan that QR code and put your vote in for the fans MVP. Who have you been eyeing up for your MVP this season?
Well, Elijah Pepper is going to be hard to go past for the Wellington Saints. Man, Taylor Britt as well. He's missed a few games in recent weeks, though. That's probably not going to help his cause as he battles concussion, and we hope Taylor's on the mend. Great player and character and man in our league. Tuatara, one of those teams, and they've always been one of these teams in recent years where they're so talented, it's hard to pick an MVP from them. You know, you could potentially say Now, Big Rob Lowe is their key guy, but because the scoring gets spread and the stats get spread along them all, it's hard to pick an outright MVP from that squad.
Well, I'll tell you one guy that seems to do it all and doesn't have the help like they do at the Tuatara is like Dan Greta from the Hawks. Yes, they're coming like last, but, you know, looking in on the league, someone that always brings the right energy reminds me of Josiah Alec last year, our MVP, who just was an Energizer bunny. He would be that for me, but obviously coming last place doesn't help that cause at all.
Great human being as well. Yes, Caleb Asprey as well. You know, those Sharks are top of the ladder. Great team to watch, and love the project they're putting together down there. Right now, the MVP of this Rapid League game is that man with the ball. Rico Verrecchio stands on the baseline.
Absolutely is. He has 19 points in this matchup, which is his Rapid League best. He had 13 against the Bulls back in round 13 this season.
There, running downhill, puts up a running floater over 7-foot Rampton. That's no easy task, and he gets it to drop.
Great job of penetrating the middle of that zone, going right at the rim.
Here's Nickel, fakes the handoff twice. The deception from Josh Nickel, can't get the finish though. The ball pinballs around, Lukavea eventually comes down with it.
One category, the Airs are also losing that rebounding battle. Vaya thinks about it a couple times.
Well read, Josh Nickel. Samoan international. There's Ricky putting the Jets on again, copping a lot of contacts, and he'll go to the line again. Oh, they've called it foul on the floor, I should say. He won't go to the line.
And he is quick off the mark. Potentially, Xavier Adams would have been his matchup had he stayed playing the Rapid League, so the Airs without that point guard presence.
Both these teams with late scratches as Inwood puts up a three off to the left. And out of bounds it goes. No Alex McNaught for the Giants. Monday night they had to do it without Liam Judd, who was ill, so I hope he's feeling better because he's in the starting lineup tonight. And Mike Fitcher's going to have to do that Sales NBL game with a pretty tired bench because they would have played all 16 minutes of this Rapid League. It's a beautiful baseline floater from Riley Tudor, who's putting together a nice line himself, up to 9 points now.
Well, Riley Tudor got himself going from three, now feeling more confident to get to the rim as well.
Riccio puts up a three, and there's his first miss of the game from the field. Samuel thought about the three and said puts it on the floor. Josh Nichols, nonchalant as you like, steals that one from above Dane Samuel's head. Oh, big block the other end. Matthews sticks with it. Ten-point game under 2 minutes to go. The Airs still in this. Inwood looking for someone and gets his arm hacked on the pass, so Giants possession.
Yeah, the Giants bench just yelling out to get on the rim, get them in the bonus. Want to finish this game off strong and go into the Sales NBL with some momentum on their side.
Matthews to Inwood, pub fake rises from mid-range, rolls it around. Zvea, Inwood on him, spinning, 2 feet in the paint. Zach Ransom with the steal. He's got men left and right. Goes to Matthews. Minute 20 to go. Matthews, Inwood scampers back beyond the arc, puts up the three and drains it. Well, that'll go down well with McCashins in Nelson, where there's a watch party, Crystal, watching on, supporting their Giants. Shout out to the injured Sam Dempster, who'll be running the cutter there, probably not paying the bill. He'll be running the cutter.
Shout out to all the Gigantic fans watching on down there.
Meanwhile, there's a good crowd forming inside the hangar in New Plymouth. A great fan base in our league, the Taranaki Airs. ditched the mountain from their name in recent years. What do you think about that? It used to be, for a long time, the Taranaki Mountaineers.
I like the Mountaineers. Goes with the logo.
It's a beautiful logo. Oh, no one there for that one for Riley Tudor. Set the sideline, so Giants possession. 21.6 seconds to go. They're pretty comfortable with their chances of winning this one now with a 13-point lead.
What a way for the Giants just to come out, bring the right energy, regardless of whatever adversity they're going through with injuries, things like that. It's hard to travel on the road, you know, when things like that keep popping up. Quick adjustments. They've been doing it all season. We know it's about peaking at the right time.
On the stretch, they had that cancelled flight, or cancelled game into Wellington due to the weather that put back as Inwood puts up a three. That made them have a double header against the Saints and the Tuatara. About as tough as it gets.
Not to mention, those were some solid games that they were right in.
Jerome Tamatea with a beautiful coast-to-coast move. The hoop and the harm.
But a few teams right around the league going through different adversities of their own, whether it's Tall Blacks leaving their squads, you know, injuries coming in, imports going out. It's all about those adjustments, all about the culture you're building and fostering.
BNZ player timeout from the MBS Nelson Giants. Scan the QR code. Josh Nichols seemed to be calling the shots in that one. Veteran presence in that very young Rapid League side for Nelson.
You can tell he's just that calming presence for these guys on both ends of the floor, whether it's grabbing those nonchalant steals or just being that release pass on the offensive end to slow it down again.
Fire it over to Nickel. Catch and shoot. High arcing three. High off the backboard. Doesn't drop, and Taranaki is turned to call their BNZ player timeout with 0.6 of a second to go.
Well, they got the memo. Everyone, other than the Hawks, are still in this fight for the playoffs, trying to get that points percentage up as high as they can. See who they go to here with 2 seconds. Do they choose to find their shooter in Tudor or Vea?
They don't get the shot up. So the Rapid League comes to an end, and it's a convincing 10-point victory for the visiting Tide. The Giants 39, the Ears 29. I suspect we're going to see a much closer affair in the Souths NBL game coming away in about 17 minutes as we see the Chemist Warehouse stats, and it's all about that young man Rico Verricchio. 19 points, 6 of 8 from the field. Those 2 misses, his last 2 attempts.
But that is his Rapid League best in terms of scoring output, ending the night with 19. But the Giants, they dominated the paint today, ended up with 24 points versus the Ears 10, especially when we thought coming into this one the Ears would have that advantage inside with Samuel. The Giants did a great job on their scout adjusting. Have a look at those assists. Tudor got it going for the Ears with 3. But also that rebounding battle, the Giants winning that out, 16 overall. Vea, 3 steals. Nickel, those 2 late steals that seemed like they just fell in his hands. But the Giants, at the end of the day, too good, too much energy, and started the game too strong for the Ears to catch up.
Round 15 from the Souths NBL coming your way at 7 o'clock, 16 minutes time between the Taranaki Ears and the Nelson Giants. Live from New Plymouth here on Sky Sport. We'll see you then at 7 o'clock. Midweek basketball live on your home of sports, Sky Sport. It's the NZNBL round 15 getting underway this evening from TSB Stadium in Tahua, New Plymouth. The Taranaki Airs taking on the MBS Nelson Giants. Hugh Bain in here alongside Crystal Ledger-Walker. We saw the Giants run away with the Rapid League. Both these teams, geez, they've got a heck of a lot to play for, Crystal, in the NZNBL.
Yeah, we are at that business end of the season, and the fact that both of these two teams are still in with a chance gives them a lot to play for, not to mention the Memorial Trophy that they're also got on the line tonight. Get your vote and scan that QR code. Who do you think will win this one? The Giants took it the last time these two teams matched up, but a lot of changes have happened since then.
Certainly having there's some late changes heading into this one with a couple of point guards out through illness and injury. If you look just at the bottom right of your screen, you see the back of that white jersey. It says T. Rampton, number 12. That's, of course, the great Tony Rampton, former Tall Black, 100-time Test capped Tall Black, played for both these teams. And both these teams will compete for the Brian Rampton Memorial Trophy, named after Tony's late father. And extra special tonight with Tony's son, Zach, playing as well. So really cool night for these two teams as we see the NZNBL standings at the business end. The Sharks on top, 15-3. The Tuatara smarting after that loss to the Nuggets on Sunday on their home court. Dropped down into second position. The Rams and the Saints right there with them. The Nuggets 1 win away from cementing their spot, and the Jets in that coveted number 6 position, but with these teams on their tails. The Phi, the Airs, the Bulls, and yes, the Giants still with a chance. The Bulls and the Giants need a fair bit to go their way, but they win out, they still have a chance of sneaking in. The Hawks, the only team already prepping for 2027.
Man, the fact that both these squads still have a chance, exciting stuff, and what a healthy, competitive league we have on our hands this season.
The Hawks can play spoilers and spoil some parties on their southern swing. They've got the Nuggets followed by the Sharks Thursday to Saturday this week. The Tuatara against the Webster-inspired Jets from Tamaki Makaurau. That's Friday at 6:30 as they look to wrestle back top spot. And then the Saints take on the Phi, and that's a huge game for the Phi, who finished with the Saints, and they've got a trip to Nelson to come as well. So a pretty tough one for the Phi, who are trying to get back into that top 6 spot. Boy, do they have the veterans and the roster to do it, and the coaching as well in Taranaki. It's a thrilling end to another NZNBL season as we see the starting 5 for the Giants. No Alex McNaught, so Liam Judd propelled into the starting lineup. Missed Monday's double overtime thriller with the Jets due to illness. Shane Gatlin's going to be a key man, as is Cruz Parrott Hunt, who had 38 on Monday night. Big Toki Smith-Milner and the Finn, Emi Luukkonen. Let's hear from Mike Fitchett.
To start, let's discuss the status of Liam Judd. So instrumental the first time these teams met, but coming off an illness. Can you share what he's been dealing with and his status for today?
Yeah, Liam just had a little bit of the flu in Palmy North a couple of days ago, so couldn't play that game. He is back to full health, but unfortunately we've had Alex McNaught go down with the same thing, so he's back at the hotel trying to sleep that off and get better, but good news, Liam's back in the mix.
The Giants have dropped 4 or 5, but had a real chance to win in each of those losses before being pipped at the post. Most recently in a double overtime loss last time out. What are the keys to the Giants finding better form down the stretch today as you try to stay alive in the final?
Yeah, we've had a few pretty devastating losses recently. I think it just comes down to our execution. Can we stay on the same page? Can we complete our actions and look after the basketball, make some free throws? All the little things that get you over the line, but that we haven't quite been able to do in the last month or so.
Looking at the Airs, they present some unique challenges. Where are the Giants hoping to limit their offensive attack today?
Yeah, I think Marcel Jones, the old master, has been shooting the ball really well. 40% from 3 and on a bit of a heater lately. So taking away looks for him. And then James Moores and Dane inside, I think are probably the keys. Of course, Brandon Stroud keeping him off his left hand is really important too. So we'll see. 3rd game in 5 days. It's a bit of a mentality game rather than a tactical game. So I think the boys will be up for it.
No Cook then for the Taranaki Airs, out with a hamstring injury. So Stroud, Jones, Moores and Hill are joined by young Xavier Adam in the starting lineup. And we'll hear from head coach of the Taranaki Airs, John White.
All eyes on the health of Aaron Cook Jr. Can you share with us his injury and his status for today?
Yeah, so Aaron's carrying a bit of a hamstring. He was really close to playing today. Probably just another week off just to give him some recovery time and hopefully get him up for the Bulls game. So, yeah, he won't be in today, but, yeah, will be missed.
Looking at the way the Airs, who have had a couple of tight results of late, where the result was in your grasp but the team couldn't close the deal for the win late, what are the keys to the Airs reversing that trend today as you look to fortify the Airs' final chase?
Yeah, look, we've been playing some good basketball. We just need to make sure that we stick to our processes. I know that's really cliche, but we've been going away from that late in games, which is where we've slipped up. So today will be about, sticking to that, the way we want to play, making sure that we do it towards the end of the game, and hopefully we close it out.
Bringing your attention to the Giants, a team that has changed its makeup greatly since you first met them in early May. What aspects of their attack are the Airs most focused on disrupting today?
This is a seriously talented team. We're coming up against some guys that have got some international experience and obviously coming from overseas as well. So we need to be really disruptive. Obviously, Gatling has had a massive few weeks, so looking to disrupt him and get the ball out of his hands, but also making sure that Cruz Parrott-Hunt doesn't get off, because anything can happen when he's on. So they're two of our focuses mainly today, and hopefully we can get over the top of them.
Two pretty key focuses there for Coach John White. As you mentioned, Cruz Parrott-Hunt coming off a 38-point game. Shane Gatling just a few games since his 56-point explosion. Crystal, as we see the Chemist Warehouse head-to-head.
Yeah, both of these teams, as we have a look, also coming off a loss. The Giants coming off that really close loss to the Jets. They'll be coming in here hungry, and I think we saw just how hungry they were in that Rapid League game, how they started that one, the energy they came out with. The Airs, though, they're in front of their home crowd, and they'll be wanting to finish the season really strong. Without Aaron Cook is going to be a struggle, but can Stroud stand up and produce more offensively, going for just under 15 points per game, over 5 rebounds, and just under 5 assists. He will be key in how he shows up and how this Airs squad goes.
They're going to have to find scoring from somewhere. The Giants with a couple of players who average over 20 points a game. No one near that mark for the Airs tonight. It's your shout.vote crew backing the visiting Nelson Giants, playing their third game in 5 days, and coming off the back of that double overtime loss on Monday night. What a game that was, Crystal. Corey Anthony Webster, stand up.
Right. Got to watch out whenever he comes on the court, and it just comes to show that, we're getting to that end of the season where anyone can pop off. As soon as we get into playoffs time, your record does not matter. It's a clean slate in terms of how you go in that playoffs, and anyone can make a run.
Sampan, Sam McFadzean and Kobe Lucas will be nodding the whistles for that one. We talked about it a little bit earlier, didn't we, that do you want to bump into an on-fire Webster combination in the first game of the playoffs? I'm not sure I would. It's not like you have a 7-game series to adapt. It's one and done.
Right, and they're that type of team that as soon as they get hot, they get going. They are really hard to stop and put out, and that's something that the Airs will not want to see with Cruz Parrott-Hunt and Gatling in this matchup tonight. Something, though, that I like that Fitchett spoke about in his interviews. Yes, they've had a tough trip. Yes, they've been on the road a lot, but it's all mental, that mental game. Can they lock in on that side of things?
Sunset jerseys, or the sunrise jerseys. Either way, it's a beautiful jersey for the Taranaki Airs.
Right, can be both. Depends which way you're looking at them. If they're coming at you or going away. Defense, offense.
Might have just entered the chat for one of my favourite jerseys in the competition, actually. Giants in their clean white, classic style.
Make sure you check out our socials and get in, have your say on some of these strips, who your fans' MVP is. A lot of questions and a lot of prizes up for grabs for fan appreciation.
Tough to go past the Phi, I think, when you're talking jerseys.
Oh, yeah.
And uniforms, but hey, each to their own. Plenty of decent ones out there.
The Phi have a very unique colour palette for the whole whānau.
Young lady delivering the ball. James Moores and Emmy Lukeman ready to go at it. Xavier Adam is going to step into that starting lineup. He's averaging just 14 minutes a game. That is going to be stretched a lot further tonight, you'd think.
He's been around this Airs side for a few years, gone overseas to the States, come back, and I'm sure he'll be relishing in this moment.
He almost grew up around it, didn't he, with Dad Trent, coach as well. Giants win the tip, and we are underway. Luukkonen hands it off to Judd, coming off that illness, of course. He's giving it to Alex McNaught now, though, as Cruz Parrott-Hunt swivels one way and the other and earns a trip to the line to start this game.
Cruz Hunt went straight to that post-up as soon as he saw that Adam was on him. Feels like he has the size advantage down low.
Explosive on Monday night. Cruz for his 38 points.
His career high on 50% shooting. Had 8 threes in that game. The Airs will want to keep him quiet to start this one.
Gives the Giants a 1-0 lead from the free throw line. Pass through to Stroud, doesn't make it as Hunt comes away with it. The ball moving from the Giants. Hunt almost loses it. Twice, but they still come away with it. 7 on the shot clock as Luukkonen looks to step through. Fakes the pass, turnaround jumper, and he gets it to go. Good patience from the Finn.
How pretty inside. Nice touch, little floater from the middle for Luukkonen.
Good to see him adopt the South Island mullet as well since his time here in Aotearoa. Hunt with the hand there as Nico Hill couldn't get the shot off. Here's Liam Judd the other end. Wall's doing a good job to force him away from a finish. There's Shane Gatling. He gets into the lane, throws up a prayer, waits for the whistle that does come, and he'll go to the Chemist Warehouse stripe to shoot 2.
Okay, now is that on Xavier Adam inside? If that's a second, that might be some trouble for the Airs without their normal point guard or usual starting point guard in Aaron Cook. Not sure who they'll turn to next in that position.
Riley Tuta has come into the game, which would indicate that that foul was a second one on Xavier Adam. Gatling makes them both from the line. Giants without Sam Dempster as well as Alex McNaught court. Dempster at home, been injured for the last few rounds. Driving as Hill can't finish. Luukkonen pulls it down. And the Airs yet to trouble the scorers. Nearly a couple minutes into this one. And foul off the ball. It's like Marcel Jones entangled up with Tohi Smith-Milner. Maybe he's the opposite Velcro to Tohi's arms. Gets stuck to him.
Tohi Smith-Milner draws a lot of attention because he can knock it down from anywhere on the floor. Marcel Jones trying to get a piece back.
Hunt to inbound to Smith-Milner. I don't want to give him too much space beyond the arc. Fires it over. Parrot Hunt under duress. Gets a beautiful reverse finish high off the glass.
Pretty spin on the finish to get it to go. Cruz Hunt showing his strength down low.
Stroud back to Marcel Jones. Well, you heard Mike Fitchett yell shooter across the gym. Marcel Jones says, "You bet I am." Drains the 3 and gets the Airs' first points of this one.
Shooting it at over 40% this season. You've got to put a hand, and that guy can knock it down too. What a response by the Giants.
And a timeout as Tohi smiles to the crowd from the Taranaki Airs. The Giants with a hot start.
That's why you have to get to a game live and sit courtside so you can hear the chat going on. He's not worried about it. Toya Smith-Milner, we know that he can knock it down. These two big men going at it from outside early in this game.
There's the Yeti, the great mascots in the South NBL. They're signing things. Would you get something signed by the mascot? Why not? If you're a youngster, sign anything, eh?
All right, get the Crocs. Just on the bottom left, there you see Angela Perrott-Hunt-Cruz's mum down to support.
Giants come back out onto the court. Was 2 fouls on Xavier Adams, so already into the bench are the Airs, and without a couple of point guards now, while Adam waits on a bit of time till he comes back in. There's Stroud driving, everything but the finish. Smith-Milner tips it off the rim, fires it over to Shane Gatling, and they'll look to add to their 10-3 lead. Three ball from the corner is a good one. Liam Judd will feel pretty good seeing that one go down.
And Liam Judd will love this matchup. Last time these two teams met, he had 26 points. Averaging 13 a game. Sorry, Hugh.
Morse can't get the little baby hook to go. Toyson Pillar seemed to lose that one out of his big paw. Fortuitously, they get it back. And they look to reset. Here's Gatling. Stutter step, three ball, drains it. Oh, the Nelson Giants are on a heater to start this one, Crystal.
Too easy for Gatling. Lines that one up perfectly. And the Giants sitting in a 2-3 zone on defense.
There's a lid on the basket at that end at the moment. We've seen these scoring runs from the Giants. We've also seen scoring droughts from the Giants in the recent weeks as Luukkonen can't get the second chance effort to go.
Got to find these shooters out on the three for the Giants. They're the second best three-point shooting team, making just over 11 per game.
Stroud, can he get going? Fires it into the corner. Hill, turnaround jumper, tough one at that. Luukkonen, another rebound for him.
Speaking of players with some strong basketball genes, Nico Hill's dad, Angelo Hill, very good coach out of Taranaki.
Great player back in the 90s as well in the South NBL. Marcel Jones gets another one. Still going strong in his 40s, Marcel.
Hey, I heard someone say, if you're getting beat down the floor by Marcel Jones, you need to have a look in the mirror, hustle a bit harder.
Well, that is a man who looks after himself, though, Marcel. Consummate professional as Judd steps back. Tough three, in and out. Stroud with a rebound. Oh, almost a perfect lead pass, but just a little too much mustard on it.
And then we potentially see, you know, just them missing that point guard, that person to just get them in their set, know when to pick your moments, to get out and run. I also wonder if that's a point of emphasis for the Airs to run on these Giants players who have had a lot of miles on the road over the last few weeks.
You see the subs come in now with Elijah Inwood into the game, who's just played 60 minutes rapidly. Daniel Saylor, the only one who hasn't. Here he is, the big American. Goes to work down low, went well against the Jets the other night. Up with the little baby hook, and that's a fundamental big man move.
Yeah, Saylor, nice little finish inside, using that offhand to keep the shot blocker away.
Then Judd with a good defense initially on Stroud and forces him into a really tough shot. Saylor comes down with the board and they look to push the pace to the Giants. Gatling, deep three ball, high arcing, nylon. Shane Gatling.
Scary stuff right now. Gatling up to 8. Second three-point shot is good.
Stroud, beautiful drop off the Moors. There's a foul on Gatling.
That's a way to get that Giants defense moving. Good pocket pass, on the money.
James Moore's at the line. Crystal averaging 16 points, 10 rebounds, a couple of assists.
A 67% free throw shooter gets that one to go. He is the leading scorer on this team, so you want to keep him aggressive.
Giants have got a trio of bigs now, late in the season. Didn't start the season with them, but Luukkonen came in, and then Saylor's come in as the offensive board, two of them to the Airs to keep it alive, and Dane Samuel into the game. He'll be key tonight. if the Airs are going to get back into this one. Hill's 3 doesn't go. Luukkonen with another rebound, his 5th already in this one.
And these bigs for the Giants, different look than Tohi Smith-Milner brings in terms of their inside presence, something that I felt like the Giants were really missing to start this season.
Smith-Milner and Luukkonen can play the 4 or the 5. Gatling shoots that from the oil rig just outside New Plymouth.
That's his first miss from deep of the night. Stroud, again, choosing to go with that stronger left hand. We heard Fitchett spoke about keeping him off his left, making him go right, as we see Gatling straight down the guts.
And to the Chemist Warehouse, Shane Gatling will go. Seen big leads evaporate in the last 2 games they've played against the Sharks and against the Airs, so that'll be forefront of Mike Fitchett's mind. As the Stratford Stallion checks into the game, Quinton Bailey. Absolute brain fade on Quinton's surname there for a minute. Quinton Bailey, number 32 there.
Just going for pause for effect, you know.
Bounced around the league a wee bit, Quinton, but now back home. The last couple of years in Taranaki. Good stints at the Rams and the Hawks.
Clearly a good locker room guy, a good leader for this Taranaki Airs squad as the captain, and I wanted to say rapidly captain, even though we didn't see him appear in that matchup.
Stroud around the Bailey screen, drops it off to Samuel. This time Samuel sets the screen, step back 3. Good hand from Parrott Hunt. And Inwood comes down with the board.
Good defensive set by the Giants not to let the Airs penetrate or get a paint touch before attempting that shot.
Smith-Milner and Darnay Samuel would have played plenty of basketball against each other over the years. Into Saylor. Strength of Bailey pushing the American away, but the savvy move from Daniel Saylor, and he comes away with 2.
Great move inside, the multiple fakes. Gets the defense to bite, not once, but twice. Then able to get a clean look on the step through.
Bailey's turn to go to work. Oh, he loses the ball, just flies out of his hand there, and Cruz Parrott Hunt comes away with it. Here's Inwood, catch and shoot from the corner. Doesn't go there with the rebound. He sees a bit of space, uses his body well into Saylor, but can't get the finish. Tough night at the office so far for the Taranaki Airs. As Cruz Parrott Hunt tosses that up too high for trundling Smith-Milner.
The Airs will be lucky to get out of that one. 6 points in the quarter, just not really putting it down. Getting good looks though.
2 for 13 from the field, this Airs side. And you're right about the missing the point guard. They're just lacking. Darnay Samuel, good rebound from James Moores. We get the second chance points. They're just lacking any sort of penetration. Crystal, no 2 feet in the paint, and it's going to be a tough night if this continues for the Airs.
Aaron Cook is one of the best passers in the league, as we see Cruz Parrott Hunt just off on that one. He's 6th in the league at assists per game, so clearly the main playmaker for this squad.
Stroud picks up his dribble just inside the 3-point line. Toy Smith-Milner guarding Darnay Samuel. Samuel passes it off though. Great seal, great find, everything but the finish from Moores, but we'll get a second opportunity, the big man, and he puts it away. James Moores, smart work down low. He's forced a timeout from Mike Fitchett and the Nelson Giants.
Smart seal down low, and good recognition by Vaya to put it out on a platter for him. Gets that mismatch out of the pick and roll, and that's something that the Airs could exploit more in this game.
Exciting time of the year. Scan that QR code and go for a deep dive in the Toihi Basketball Aotearoa schedule for 2026. Brought to you by GJ Gardner Homes.
Not to be biased, but the most exciting time on the basketball calendar. One season I'm very excited to watch unfold.
Who's your money on this year?
Ooh. It's only 5 teams to pick from on the Tauahi side, so a bit of a safer gamble if you want to check out and bet on that league. But I'm going to keep that a secret. Definitely a North Island team.
Okay. So you've trimmed it down to 3, narrowed it down to 3.
Right.
That's going to be exciting. That league just grows and grows each year since its inception.
Some very good players come over for that. Both New Zealand players coming back home and imports into our league as we see this one get back underway. Cruz Parrott Hunt with it.
And a 14-point lead for the Nelson Giants. Just over a minute to go in the first quarter. Saylor loses his man. Inwood drops it into Smith-Milner. Saylor picks it up beautifully. Great hands and a finish too. So they add to that lead with 60 seconds to go in the first quarter.
The Giants potentially showing how to break a zone. But he is getting that high-low look, dropping it down to the baseline. Cutter along the base. Adam back in the game.
The turnover. Good defense again from the Giants. And a strong start from Mike Fitch's men, Crystal, which will be key because, as we mentioned a few times, 3rd game in 5 days, tied legs, a lot of travel. Then from Invercargill to Manawatu, double overtime just 48 hours ago, and now here without one player on Monday, without another player tonight. So fatigue, it's a long-winded way of saying fatigue will play a part later on this evening for this Giants side.
Now, you'll be able to tell me better than most, but historically, and I think even just this season when the Giants have faced adversity, that game when they went on the road to the Saints, they responded really well. So potentially something in that secret sauce when adversity hits for the Giants.
Well, they've got all the talent, you know, that's a great-looking roster. They're well coached. There'll certainly be some head-scratching around some Giants fans about, you know, they'll be right in there with games against Tuatara, Saints, Rams, and then they'll go and lose a game or put a subpar performance at a team that they feel they should beat.
It seems when they have that underdog mentality going, or that upset potential, they stand up a bit taller. Inward, good hands, but caught for the foul.
James Moores is really the air causing the most trouble for the Giants so far. Can you be an air? Are you an air? Like if you're a play for the Kennedy Rams, you're a Ram. Right. If you play for the Nelson Giants, you're a Giant, you're a Saint. Are you an air? What's an air?
See, I feel like that goes back to when I was saying the Mountaineers. It would make sense. Like, yes, I'm a Mountaineer.
Yeah, but I think that's one of the reasons they got rid of it, because people think it's Mountaineer, like someone who's climbing a mountain, but it's the Mountain Airs. The Kiwi accent does it no favors.
Okay.
But yes, so are you an air? I guess you are. James Moore has been the most promising air tonight.
I feel like I learn something every game I do with you.
Makes them both. So the Giants and Shane Gatling might look to hold for the last shot of this first quarter. First quarter that has safely belonged to them. Smith-Milner with the screen. Gatling going the scenic route. Finds Cruz Parrott Hunt. Back to Gatling. He likes to shoot it from deep. And he does so on the buzzer, and he drains it as well. So what a finish to a strong quarter from the visiting Nelson Giants. 29-12, they lead the Taranaki Airs. All to play for in the Sal's NBL, all to play for in this game. Second quarter coming your way after the break. Welcome back. If you haven't got yourself a large Nonna pizza yet, you've still got plenty of time. Scan that QR code or use the online code SOUNDSBasketball26. That'll get you through to Friday, the 31st of July. Plenty of time for multiple Nonna pizzas. $35. One of my personal favorites from our friends at Sal's.
And thankfully, plenty of time for the Airs to get back in this one. The biggest trouble in that first quarter, only 2 people scored for the Airs. That was Marcel Jones and James Moores inside. Can someone else help them out on this offensive side?
Well, how about James Moores? In a game they're losing 29-12, he's got 7 points and 8 rebounds in 1 quarter. As Jones looks to add to it, Smith-Milner fighting for the rebound and getting possession for the Giants.
I like the fact that Nico Hill is making an attempt to get on the rim, though. The Airs settling for shots, it seems like. Not really challenging all those second attempts.
Oh, Chris Parrott-Hunt out the back to Tohi Smith-Milner, high off the back iron. Saylor in there fighting for the rebound. Hill laying it all out there and diving into the corporate seats. Back up on his feet. Bit of extra energy from the Airs. I wonder if they got a bit of a ruck up from John White as we have a foul on the floor, and it's against the Giants. Shane Gatling called for the hold, I think.
Gatling ended that first quarter with 12 points, matching the Airs score by himself. He'll be one that will be circled coming out of the break.
Jones effortlessly rises from the free throw line, but that one just doesn't drop. There is Gatling. Stroud on him, fires it over to Smith-Milner. James Matthews in the game now for the Giants as well. Saylor comes to set a screen with Gatling. Gets Stroud to bite. Beautiful find to Parrott-Hunt. And the Airs go the other way through Marcel Jones.
Bruce Parrott-Hunt and Gatling, 2 of the best scorers, have really come alive late in this season.
Foul call on Daniel Saylor, his first one.
Saylor out of the starting lineup today. Between him and Luukkonen, they change it up in that starting centre position.
He played a lot of minutes the other night, did Daniel Saylor. Luukkonen fouling out towards the end of the 4th. He is just really struggling to get the ball through the hoop, which, in case you're new to basketball, it's quite a fundamental part of the game. Comes and runs though, doesn't it, Crystal?
It absolutely does, and it's hard to come by when you're without your starting point guard. Look at the dish.
Movement from the Nelson Giants. Gatling to Matthews to Saylor in the dunker spot.
Fitch will be happy about that position. Everyone got a touch. Won't be happy about that, though. Stroud straight to the bucket.
Shane Gatling saying he might have copped one on the side of the face. Referee's not buying it. Stroud coming away with 2 points, 31-14. Crystal, you'd have been in games like this, probably both ends of games like this. If you're in that Giants position right now, hard thing for the coaches trying to keep your team still motivated, right? To keep the foot on the throat.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to get complacent, but I mean, the Giants know what's up for grabs in terms of playoff positioning. They're in with a chance, so you want to run this score up, both score as much as you can and keep the Airs down as much as possible for that points percentage.
Smith-Milner takes a seat. Emily Luukkonen back into the game, left wide open on the 3-point line. Steady finds James Matthews. This one doesn't go, and Marcel Jones comes down with a rebound. Feet in the paint, the screen from Mike Fitchett on the sideline, not happy with the possession. Matthews commits a foul the other end on Brandon Stroud.
That'll be Matthews' second personal foul. He'll take a seat. Liam Judd checks in the game.
Moores finding there. Who's in among the tall timber. Oh, great finish, great find as well. James Moores continues his strong start to this game. 9 points, 9 rebounds.
Vaya has a really good connection going with Moores right now, especially out of that pick and roll. The second time we've seen him hit the roller.
Gatling happy with the physicality. Great find from Parrot Hunt to Luukkonen. Can't get the finish. There's Stroud. Bit of extra energy in the airs after a couple of stops. And now a trip to the line for Brendan Stroud. Foul called on Gatling, his second.
Brendan Stroud, you can tell, is a bit frustrated with how his team is going on this side of the ball. Decides to take matters into his own hands, put his head down, get himself to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. Shoots it at 68%. Gets the first.
This is the second. Luukkonen brings down rebound number 6. Nice find. A little push shot from Smith Milner is delicate and drops.
I got faked out on that pass too. Didn't know if that was going to the other big inside. Good dish.
Moores again. He is tough to handle. A great seal. Foul called on Smith Milner. Just the first on him. James Moores is about to have a double-double. Not even halfway through the second quarter. He's got 9 points and 9 rebounds, and he's going to the line to look for points number 10 and 11.
Season high was 22 points versus the Tauranga 5 back in round 10. When he played for the Jets in 2024, he averaged 18 points, just under 9 rebounds per game. His career high there was 30 points versus the Saints, so can absolutely fill it up.
Correct in saying he comes from that prolific North Shore of Auckland basketball family, aren't I?
Yes, you are absolutely correct there. Sister Rebecca Moores over at Hawaii University, and has another sister, the under-17 women's team, who are absolutely killing it overseas right now as well. Make sure you follow along with them. I'm pretty sure they just lost to Canada. Tough battle.
Judd finds Smith Milner top of the key. Parrot Hunt spinning, manoeuvring his way into the key, but the rebound goes away of the ears. And Brendan Stroud, who finds a bit of space right down Main Street and comes away with 2 points. Mike Fitchett not happy with what he sees, calls a timeout. And he lets the entire gym know how unhappy he is with what he's seeing from his Giant side, despite their 33-20 lead.
You are frustrated by that, you know, missing Alex McNaught, who is a leader, especially on that defensive side of things, the defensive transition. You see Cruz Parrot Hunt go to the rim, takes himself out of that guard, that safety spot that really plugs the floor. And that time the 2 bigs left standing as the Airs guards, and Stroud runs by.
We heard Mike Fitchett in the pre-game interview say, and he said it relatively calmly on his face, how devastating the losses have been. This is a man who lives and dies with every result of his team. Played a long time for the Giants, born and raised in Nelson.
I can always just get behind a local coach that really invests in his players, the young local core, really gets to know them and knows how to play. I think it's hard when you get foreign coaches in just for the season. It takes them a little while to adjust to the local talent and what they can do.
Meanwhile, the Airs, they're trailed by 19, they're now trailed by 13. Starting to figure things out and cause some inroads. Smith around the back, and then a perilous pass over to Shane Gatling. Parrot Hunt gets the bite, 2 feet in the paint. Good hand in the end though from Marcel Jones. Well, gets the steal though, Parrot Hunt. No whistle. Airs ball.
Cruz Hunt frustrated at those misses. He's getting some really nice takes and spots on the floor that you know he can put the ball in from. Right now, just not rolling.
1 for 8 so far, coming off a 38-point game. Still in their 2-3 zone, the Giants. Here's Adam. No point guard out there. Well, no Cook out there, I should say, to penetrate as Marcel Jones. Oh, what a rebound there from Emil Luukkonen. He's immediately swamped by a couple of airs. Oh, Jones affects the steal. And Stroud runs onto it at pace, and he comes away with 2 points.
Stroud really has come out of the quarter time. The different mentality, different scoring aggression, up to 7 points now in this match.
It is settled back into their zone. And that pass goes astray.
Good read by Vea. He's seen Tohi Smith-Milner have enough assists inside. Stroud taking over the last few minutes of this one.
It is climbing back into this lead. Daniel Saylor ready to check back into the game as Gapman goes around the screen. Dribble goes all the way in and out, but Liam Judge there to finish it off. We talked about that fatigue. I wonder if we're starting to see it climb into those Giants' legs already in their second quarter. Third game in 5 days, one of those a double overtimer. Contested three, Marcel Jones, a deep one too, he drains it.
See the Giants bench frustrated with that. That was one of the keys to the game for them, not letting Marcel Jones line it up from outside.
Ball movement good again from the Giants. Cruz Hunt fires back with one of his own. They push the pace, and now he's got to defend Brandon Stroud the other end. He does well, and Luukkonen comes down with his 8th rebound. Here is Emil Luukkonen running the floor all the way to the finish line, and he'll go to the free throw line for one more.
Started with the good defense by Cruz Hunt on one side, allowed the Giants to play 5-on-4 down the other. Have another look at Luukkonen absorbing the contact and getting the chance to make it a three-point play. Man, they're really making it shake.
The Taranaki Thunder.
Is that the name of their women's team?
Yeah, I think it was.
Have to fact check that with Kayla Manuidi.
I think it was back in the 18 and 18 days.
What a time. It was almost a travel he just got away with.
Stroud takes about 4 steps with a carry and a travel at the same time. Here he is, firing over to the corner. Adams 3. Big offensive board, eventually taken in by Darnay Samuel. Back to Stroud for the 3. Out of bounds, that'll go.
There is, with Stroud now, only 3 players to register in the scoring column.
Hunt rises from inside the key. Saylor with the tip back in, and this time it's the Taranaki Airs' turn for a timeout. Under 50 seconds to go.
Now these little floaters and layups around the rim aren't going right now for Cruz Hunt, but that's the shooter's confidence you want your teammate to have, to keep taking them. So you know your rebounders, you know, they expect him to take those shots, following it in there. Saylor doing a great job on the boards. 4 rebounds that time, getting the follow on that take.
Now this is a stand-up timeout, which I'm unsure whether they're taking it for logistical reasons because of the advertising hoarding, or there is a rule in the NBL, if you take a stand-up timeout, the camera can't go into it, because basically it's the coach saying, I'm about to unleash verbal hell on my team. Please do not put a camera in here. So that's the cameraman note. If the coach and the team are standing up, you don't go in. And I wonder if John White is doing that now because he's not happy with what he's seen, or it's just logistical with space issues at TSB Stadium. Unsure.
And he's like, you guys don't get a break. No lollies for you on this break. Not happy here. But no, the more you know. I know in the States they have a 30-second timeout which you have to stand for, and then the media timeout which you get to sit for. But different leagues around the world all have different rules, so good to know for this one.
Back underway after the timeout, and there's just over 3 minutes to go in this second quarter. The Giants lead 43-27. Stroud earns a trip to the line. And it's going to be Daniel Saylor called for his second foul.
Quinton Bailey is another good post rotation for this Airs squad. Been all around the league, but does a good job of sealing, making space in the zone for the likes of Stroud to drive into.
I think that might have been called on Liam Judd, and if it was, it's his first. Stroud misses his first free throw meanwhile.
Looking at the room like, did you move?
That's the second to go.
Stroud 2 from 4 from the free throw line tonight. Cruz Parrott-Hunt.
Inwood tidying up the mess created by Parrott-Hunt and Smith-Milner. Here's Judd. Oh, Stroud read that first step absolutely to perfection. He goes right at Toy Smith-Milner and draws a foul. No, he doesn't. He commits an offensive foul. His teammates drag him away before he gets himself in further trouble.
You can feel the frustration. He's trying to do it all right now. Gets the steal down one end, wants to be rewarded down the other. Fortunately, it's just his first foul. Toy Smith-Milner did take it in the chest and does know how to work these refs better than anyone else in this league.
Satisfying fist pump from Topi as he slid backwards on the ground, creating a lot of work for the local towel boy down there. Here he is on the other end, high in the key. Beautiful pass to Nickel, who's into this game for the first time. And tied up and one step too many, Josh Nickel.
Stroud is fired up, wanted that defensive possession back. See what he does with this one. But that's also the luxury of having someone like Toy Smith-Milner, his passing ability to break up that zone, hit the low post, get it there quick and on the money.
Dane Samuel takes the seat. The Giants react with a sub of their own. They'll settle back into their 2-3 zone. Jones, good hand from Parrott-Hunt to prevent the 3 ball. He's going to go to work though. Inwood with the rebound.
You know, in 3-on-3, they've changed the rule, like the 3-second rule. It also counts on back downs. That one definitely would have been called if he was playing that game.
Here's Inwood. Blocked by Vea. But it remained Giants' possession.
Vea, scouts right across the league have been really high on his defensive ability, the length, and his instincts to get stops, almost like that one.
Inwood from the inbound. There's a shot clock expires as Parrott-Hunt puts up a bit of a speculator. Marcel Jones with a beautiful quarterback pass. Smith-Milner called for the flop this time.
Not him pausing, looking at the ref, making sure it was a flop, and then going back up. He's got time for everyone out here. Oh yeah, that's a freeze frame. Someone's got to get that. Surely a poster somewhere.
Well, it's almost a carbon copy of the play just a couple of possessions ago with a very different outcome. Just to stand and look to finish the foul as well. So we'll go to the line for one more. What a bizarre episode we've just witnessed.
But Stroud, once again, getting out on the offensive break, really pushing it. He knows they're without that point guard that can slow it down, play make, get things going. He's trying to do it himself and do it before that defense is set.
Referee is just confirming that strange turn of events with the score bench. Brandon Stroud with a grin on his face, converts a three-point play. 43-31, the Giants lead by 12. Hasn't been as smooth sailing for the Giants as it was to start, but they are keeping theirs just at arm's length.
Could be a little bit more if they make some of these bunnies down low. A few they've left out there. Moore's inside now.
Pass it over to Marcel Jones. Jones goes at Judd and there's a foul. That's a veteran move.
Yeah, Judd just getting his hands caught in there in the end. But you're right, Marcel Jones, smart to go up through the hands just on that pickup. See him drag it up, trying to draw that foul from the Barter Card officials. And this will be his first trip to the Chemist Warehouse tonight.
American by birth, naturalised New Zealander now. He's lived in Taranaki for a long time. Married to a New Zealander. Has been in this league for a very long time. Played for a lot of teams. Scored a lot of points, brought in a lot of rebounds.
Started back in 2009 with the Jets. There's not enough free throws.
Definitely, surely a Super City Rangers stint in there at some point. Almost everyone did, I think.
Yep, 2018,
yep.
he was there.
There it is, Smith Milner earning the foul the other end. And he'll step to the line.
Just going to say, there's not enough free throws for us to read out all of Marcel Jones' teams and all the places he's been over the world.
Canterbury Rams, that's right. The Southern Huskies, remember them? And the Wellington Saints, of course, in 2010. 7 different clubs since debuting for the Jets in 2009.
15 seasons. Almost at that 200 game mark.
And he turns 41 in September.
Yeah, and that was no disrespect to him, by the way, of people beating him down the court. That's just, you know, everyone else, they need to check themselves, what I was trying to say with that comment earlier.
Sets it off the screen, does Marcel, and here's James Moores. It's been impressive so far, and he continues a beautiful curl drive finish at the basket. James Moores, 12 points, 10 rebounds, double-double, and it's not even half-time. Nearly is, it's 35 seconds away. Smith Milner again catches it high. Luukkonen, Inwood, wide open down low, and smart finish from Elijah Inwood.
Great unselfish team play by the Giants on that set. Some miscommunication by the Airs to leave Inwood open by that much down low.
Fires it back to Stroud. Inwood trying to keep up with him. Smart finish from the import. And they call for the BNZ player timeout with 3.7 seconds to go.
Stroud has really just put this team on his back this second quarter, up to 15 points with that take and getting to his strong left hand for the up and under finish. See who the Giants go to. We saw them run a misdirection type play for a back cut in Rapid League.
You go to Smith Milner, who drives and just leaves the finish short. So 47-36, the score at halftime. The Giants led by 19 at one point after a hot start in the first quarter. The Airs have trimmed that back to 11 through the work of Brandon Stroud and James Moores. Oh, and Marcel Jones, they're 3 scorers on the night. But it's the Giants who lead by 11 at halftime. We'll be back with the Chemist Warehouse tail of the tape after the break on Sky Sport. Halftime here at TSB Stadium in New Plymouth, Taranaki, and Hugh Banner here alongside Crystal Ledger-Walker, and it's a lead for the Nelson Giants, but I don't think I'm out of line, Crystal, in saying it's a pretty tired lead for this Nelson Giants side, who are in their third game in 5 days, coming off a double overtime loss to the Jets on Monday, but desperately trying to keep their season alive, as are the Airs, and the Giants got out to a hot start before Brendan Stroud and James Moores pulled the Airs back into it.
Yeah, they did, and the Airs, they actually won that second quarter 24-18, so tired, potentially, you might be right there. If you're a Giants fan, you might be worried at how they're going to come out of this halftime break. Can they respond? Can they win this championship or pressure quarter where those adjustments have been made? Shane Gatling had 12 points in the first quarter, was held to 0 that second quarter. We'll see how he comes out of the break. And Cruz Parrott Hunt being held to 6. Those are good signs for the Airs if you're on that side of things. But yeah, the Stroud battle, him getting to the rim, those 15 points were really what carried them through that second quarter. And there we see those assists. Cruz Parrott Hunt dishing the ball around, getting his teammates going. He's also got 4 steals, so we see that one will come up shortly. Toy Smith-Milner has been dangerous at the top of that zone, hitting his post down low, and Liam Judd back off not playing the last game, out with an illness. This one back in the mix and going to work. 5 points, 3 assists. Just
3 scorers for the Taranaki Airs. Does that make Mike Fitchett's team talk a little easier at halftime, saying, hey guys, if we can stop Stroud, Jones and Moores, we should be okay? Well,
one thing we did hear him talk about in the pre-game interview was not giving Marcel Jones threes, who shoots it at over 40%. The fact that he's got the 2 and only 3s for the Airs will be something I'm sure Fitch will bring up in this halftime break.
2 for 11 from beyond the arc of the Taranaki Airs, 6 for 18 for the Nelson Giants, as their shooting percentages can only climb in this second half. And they'll hope the score can too. They trail 36-47. Both these teams need wins to stay in the playoff hunt. It's the Giants who have the 11-point advantage at halftime. We'll be back third quarter after the break on Sky Sport. Third quarter just moments away here at TSB Stadium in Taranaki. The Giants lead the Airs 47-36. Hugh Baden alongside Crystal Ledger-Walker. Both these teams trying to keep their seasons alive, Crystal. Down the pointy end of the season. And it's the Giants fans who currently lead the votes. 68% to 32%.
Right, both the playoffs on the line and also the Brian Rampton Memorial Trophy up for grabs in this matchup tonight. Something that both these franchises will be really looking forward to. But the Airs really flipped the switch in that second quarter. Were able to force somewhat of a comeback led by Stroud, who now sits on 15 points in this match.
And the Giants hold the Brian Rampton Memorial Trophy, having won this matchup earlier in the year. Every time they play in the NZNBL, they play for the trophy. Named after the late father of Tony Rampton and Damien Rampton. Can't forget Damien, tall black in his own right as well. Two brothers who come from Taranaki. Tony went on to become a great Nelson Giant as well. A great tall black too. And now his son Zach, part of the Rampton legacy at the Nelson Giants.
And let's not leave out mum, Nikki, who was also a legend in her own right. And speaking of women, look at that on your screen. Scan that QR code to get the latest schedule for the Tawiki season coming up very close around the corner. Lots of teams you can get behind: the Northern Kahu, the Tauranga Whai, the Tukumanua Queens in Wellington, the Dunedin Hoiho down south, and also the Canterbury Puakai. And a lot of talent that all 5 of those franchises bring in.
Talk about uniforms. Really, Tawiki has some beautiful uniforms.
Oh man, do they what? Some great colors. My favorite has to be the pink from the Tukumanua Queens for Tiana Mangakahia, passed away for cancer. But tough for tea was her saying. And a great baller on the women's side of the game.
The Yeti is getting some work in out there signing stuff, eh?
And
we're missing the trick. Who's in that Yeti costume? Is there a...
I hope that signature stays the same every game.
What does he sign? Is he signing just the word Yeti?
Maybe he just draws a mountain or just some hair.
Oh, I just draw a mountain and write Yeti over the top. I really hope that's what's happening. That's outstanding. Both these teams actually provide 2 of my favourite mascots in the NBL, the Yeti and the Giant. 2 greats.
Yeah, the Giant with the t-shirt gun. It's always one of my favourite things to watch at games.
Dangerous, dangerous. Don't let insects have weapons. We're back underway, third quarter, 47-36, the Giants lead. Smith Milner with the handoff to Perry Hunt, just meanders his way down the lane and finishes, and the first points of the second half go the way of the visiting team. Giants in white, Airs in that beautiful sunset jersey of theirs.
Cruz Perry Hunt, coming off a 38-point game, was held to 6 points in that first half. That's a way to get him going in the second. Good play for him. Stroud picking up where he left off, 17 points, got the through into his mid-range game.
Beautiful pull up from the elbow, Brandon Stroud. A lot of the hopes of the Airs this evening and therefore this season lie on him for the next 2 quarters. Smith Milner leaves it there for Cruz Perry Hunt. Sizes up Marcel Jones, drives at the veteran, high off the glass and finishes. So Cruz feeling it to start the second half.
Yeah, and you can tell he wanted to get himself going earlier in this game. Just couldn't get some of those bunnies to go. Just needed to flip the side of the court. He likes things better down that end.
Win behind him. Here's James Moores. An industrious first half. Currently running to the brick wall that is Tohi Smith-Milner. It's big Tohi, the tall black, who comes down with the rebound.
Just holds his ground really well. And Cruz Perry Hunt, we know he likes this mismatch inside. Xavier Adam had 2 fouls early in the game.
Smith-Milner misses the 3. Stroud the other way. Another rebound for Smith-Milner. This time it's Shane Gatling, can't get the finish. Moores with the board, keeps it in bounds too. 12 rebounds to go with his 12 points, James Moores. Marcel Jones, that three misses, a rare miss for him. Blocked from Luukkonen. Adam does well to keep it alive and give Marcel another shot. And this time Judd comes down with it.
Adam cut really hard on that first look, opened up Marcel Jones, gets the rebound, but Luukkonen with that massive height advantage inside.
A bit of sloppiness there as Stroud comes away with a steal and goes at Cruz Parrott-Hunt. No whistle, rebound from Luukkonen. And there is a whistle eventually, but it goes against the Airs.
Stroud is frustrated. A few calls didn't go his way in that first half. He's lucky to get that steal off that Iverson cut. Definitely a risk because you give up the curl when you go that way.
So plenty of talk out there from both teams as Brendan Stroud looks to the heavens wanting a call. Parrott-Hunt, Giants consciously trying to get him going to start this one. There's a whistle. And Cruz Parrott-Hunt might go the line. And we're going to have a technical foul, and I think it's on Brendan Stroud. Barticard officiating crew had enough of the back chat. Luke Avea called for the foul. Brendan Stroud called for the technical. So the frustration is getting the best of the Air side early in the third quarter.
Xavier Adam, the only one with 2 fouls up until that point. Gatling, a 91% free throw shooter, step up, cash that one in. But you feel Stroud's frustration. You know, he's stepping into a new role tonight with his point guard and Aaron Cook being out. Xavier Adam stepped into that role, but sat with some early foul trouble. So definitely a much bigger role that Stroud has had to take on his shoulders in this matchup. Cruz Parrott-Hunt, the last time these two teams matched up, he had 22 points and 8 assists. Now, we've been going on about it a bit this season, but the move to Nelson has definitely been a good one for him.
So the lead stretches to 16 points. James Moores looks to bite into it like he did so often in the first half. He can't this time. And Luukkonen comes down with rebound number 10. And Stroud is immediately called for a foul. And he's going to have to be careful. He doesn't want to get tossed out of this game. It's the last thing the Airs need. Without Cook Jr., they don't want to lose Brandon Stroud too. Cruz Parrott-Hunt takes the seat. Elijah Inwood back into the game for the Giants. Gatling around the double screen. Inwood drops it into Luukkonen. 5 on the shot clock. The travel from Luukkonen.
Luukkonen, not many options on that play, forced to make something happen. Unfortunate to get that call, but the Airs will be happy about it.
Adam into Stroud. Over to Luke Avea. His 3-ball doesn't drop. Marcel Jones working hard for the rebound, but goes as far as Shane Gatling. Smith-Milner finding Gatling. Scampers, James Harden-esque style behind the 3-point line, but it doesn't drop. Moores with the board. Now Moores out dribbling. Adam steps into a 3, but leaves it short. Judd lays out, as does Vea. Jump ball the call, remain Airs possession. This game's going to get scrappy, Crystal.
It is, and you can tell the Giants love that play from Liam Judd. His body was going through an illness, doesn't matter, gets on the floor, hustles after it. Have another look at them wrestling for it. Judd barely had his hand on it, but the jump ball is called no matter what. Xavier Adam, we see throwing the ball in, spent some time in the States, in New York at a prep school, and in California at a JUCO. He's come back home to the Airs.
Carter Samuel back into the game. Gets the ball on the floor. The old double-handed dribble we don't see too often. Big rebound, Luca Vea, and he finishes and gets the foul from Tohi Smith-Milner.
Luca Vea enters the chat in the scoring column, the 4th player for the Airs to finally get on the board. That's a second offensive rebound. Have another look at it. Goes up strong and gets a chance to make it an and one.
Saylor and Nickel come into the game for the Giants. Bayer converts a 3-point play, and the lead is back to 13. Approaching the midway point of this 3rd quarter. This gets lost up in his dribble. 5 on the shot clock. Gatlin runs into Quentin Bailey, throws up a bit of a prayer. Saylor just throws himself over that, almost like he was celebrating a touchdown. And a foul the other end on Gatling. So it's getting messy out there.
But this has been one part of the game that the Airs have done a really good job on, is the offensive transition, kicking it up early ahead before that Giants defense is set.
Called that an unsportsmanlike foul on Shane Gatling, saying he wasn't going for the ball.
Vea, a product of Auckland Grammar, where he's coached by fellow commentator and tall black Lindsay Tate. Spent some time in the NBL 1. And his season high best, is 15 points versus the Bulls. That happened in round 3.
Been behind from the outset, this Airs team. The Giants going on a 9-point run to start the game. Hanging around, trying to work their way back into it. Samuel, deep 3, left it short. Out of bounds it goes.
We've raved on about Tohi Smith-Milner's ability to pass the ball, but that time we see Samuel, also his versatility as a big man, to see gaps, to have vision, and think one step ahead with his delivery on that pass.
Giants will be searching for the fluidity with which they started this game. Well, again, things getting messier than a St. Joe's Christmas party out there, and here goes Stroud the other way. Another foul under the hoop. Again, it's Brandon Stroud.
And that one will go on Cruz Parrott Hunt, his second. Now Gatling is out with 3 personal fouls. Have another look here, that reach in at the end. It's what got Cruz Parrott Hunt that call.
We're going to have a timeout by the Giants. Both teams frustrated. You don't often see both teams frustrated with how they're going. And that's what we're witnessing here.
We've already spoken about the fatigue, the injuries that are out, the adversity that's going on here in this matchup between both of these squads. But there is some tired frustration, I would say, coming out on the floor right now.
Scan the QR code on screen, vote for your fans MVP for the 2026 Souths NBL. Who has been your favourite player to watch in 2026? We want to know.
Brought brought up the likes of Elijah Pepper, Bruce Hunt, Shane Gatling for this Giants squad have come alive really late this season. Sam Timmins, Caleb Asbury, some other names to throw out in the mix. Already mentioned Tuatara, you could pick any 5 on any given day.
I could watch Corey Webster play like he played on Monday night. I mean, I have watched Corey Webster play like he played on Monday night for the last 15 years. I could watch it for another 15 as well.
I'm sure all the other Jets fans will be agreeing with you on that comment. Because in a few weeks, it doesn't just become about who got into the playoffs. It's what matchups you get, who can get on a roll, who can make those late season adjustments.
Corey Webster is 37. That's my age, Crystal. I was tired watching him, and he's still out there doing that and doing what he does, and he's done it for so long in this league, in this country, and the Aussie NBL. Won championships overseas, 100 games for the Tall Blacks. One of the great World Cup performances ever for the Tall Blacks as Chris Hunt turns it on after the timeout. A nice finish, a bit of extra energy maybe.
I mean, we know he gets buckets, but what's also been really cool for me is seeing the mentor role he's taken on with the likes of Dante Russo-Nance, Caso Evans Jr. down there. And how about Darnay Samuel? Can't get the roll, but the big body work inside.
Just on Corey, we know he hasn't had the smoothest of careers. You know, there's been some off-court things when he was younger, but makes how he is now and the maturity we see now and that role he takes on now as a leader all the more satisfying to see.
Oh, when we're talking fan favorite, you know, you can absolutely buy into guys that do that off-the-court stuff as well. Sam Dempster, to throw another name in the mix, that really have mentored this next gen of ballers coming through the ranks. Alex McNaught, I'm sure he's watching on. He's another great one out in the community as well.
Got that trio from the 5. Kazan, Artai, Taranaki. There's Judd turning the corner in heavy traffic back to Parrot Hunt. Elevates from the 3-point line. Saylor in there fighting for the rebound. He's going to get a couple of cracks. Does he keep it in? He does not.
I mean, Liam Judd might get a fan favourite vote just for having 6'7", and how viral that was. But let's get back to this game. A lot still in it. The Airs, can they get some momentum to end this third?
Doesn't drop. Saylor and Bailey fighting for it. Parrot Hunt comes up with it.
Darnay Samuel has not scored in this game. He's had some really good looks those last couple of possessions.
Nico Hill getting a bit fired up, doing a bit of Cotton Eye Joe out there and then forcing his way through a couple of Giants. A tough night, Nico Hill. Yet to score as well. 0 for 4 from the field. There's only 2 stats coming in the turnover and the foul column. As Judd misses his first free throw.
Now, we've spoken about, you know, adversity in games with different injuries, different players having to step into different roles, but it's also hard to be a part of teams when you're not getting those wins, how that wears on you throughout the season, you know, how that kind of shakes your culture, especially when you have a first-year coach in John White as well.
Stroud runs into a big Finnish glacier. Do they have glaciers in Finland? I assume it's quite an icy country.
Yeah,
I've been to Finland.
I mean,
and it was snowing, so that's, yeah.
I've already admitted I've learnt a lot of you tonight, and my geography is not there, so I'm not going to pretend like I know. But what I do know is that that was a smart move by Samuel to knock it off his back to get a reset on that 5-second throw-in.
It's great to have a Finn in our league. Genuinely, I'm so excited when Emil Luukkonen was signed. A lot of Kiwis have gone over and played in the Finnish league. Way back to Tony Rampton, who was mentioned a few times, Phil Jones, both won championships over there. And in recent times, Jordan Nate, Ethan Rusbatch spent time over there. So I think it's awesome that we have one come the other way as well. And Emil Luukkonen, who commits a foul there on Darnay Samuel.
seen a few men and women go that way. I know Te Reid spent a season over there as well. But yeah, you're right, it is cool to see how different cultures, how their game compares to ours, that different style of play, and clearly it translates quite well with how Luukkonen's fitted into this league.
Every made free throw in 2026 contributes to the Chemist Warehouse Hoops and Schools program. Scan that QR code to find out a wee bit more, and you could get some new hoops in your neighbourhood. I've seen them out there in the wild. I've seen the difference they make to community, to schools, to participation in our game. So have a look and fill out the form and get your school's name in the hat, as Dane misses his second one.
And when you get some of those hoops delivered, you have some NBL, Tawihi players, Tall Ferns, Tall Blacks coming to visit you as well. And you know that whole saying about see it to be it. You never know who might rock up on your doorstep.
Get lucky, could get Crystal Ledger-Walker come around the corner. Seen Tom Abercrombie heavily involved in delivering those hoops.
And you might be able to challenge us for a game of one-on-one while we're out there as well.
I reckon I'm taking Tom Abercrombie down one-on-one. I don't care if he's the greatest ever breaker.
Oh, I'm sure he's not going to go easy on you or any kids that are watching on. Might be hoping they'll get that matchup.
James Matthews into the game and straight to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Not strong on his first.
No, you spoke about James Matthews being a talented dual athlete. I had no idea he was into baseball as well.
For a long time, it was his #1 sport, and his real ambition was to go play college baseball in the States, and then in just recent years, basketball has sort of picked it. He's a great pitcher in the baseball diamond.
Both those sports, obviously a strong pathway over in the States.
Fun fact about James Matthews, he can recite every song from the musical Hamilton word for word.
Oh wow, so he's a baseball player, a basketball, and a singer.
And he's a musical, I wouldn't say he's a good singer, I'd say he can recite every song word for word from the musical Hamilton. There's a man of many talents, is James Matthews, as I mentioned before, head boy at Nelson College. Great grades, as we see a steal there from Cruz Parahunt. Luukkonen running the lane. Said they go over to Gatling. 3-ball from the wing is off. Another rebound from Emmy Luukkonen. He's having an effect on this game, is the big Finn. Just 5 points to his name, but 13 rebounds. Long two from Parahunt. He goes after his own rebound, out of bounds off Stroud. Again, remonstrates with the Bartercard official.
Now, Luukkonen has 12 rebounds in this matchup. He averages just over 6, but it's all those extra intangible things he does about making space, letting the other guy run into it. Seen him have some seals that haven't necessarily resulted in him getting a basket, but it's opened up his teammates under the hoop as well.
Gatling off the inbound there with the physical defense. Gatling ball on a string, fires it back to Smith-Milner, high arcing 3-ball, rattles in. And a much-needed basket in a low-scoring quarter from both these teams. Just 14 points to 9 in favour of the Giants in this third quarter, and we're nearly 8 minutes into it, Crystal.
It's Toy Smith-Milner's 10th point as we see Tuta from the right wing. Oh, but a foul down low.
Just leaning in with his hip. Shane Gatton's going to claim it was a box out, but in all reality, it was a foul, and it's his 4th foul, and we're not even at the end of the third quarter.
That has been one thing the Airs have done a good job on, is Shane Gatling getting him out of the game through those personal fouls, but also only holding him to 1 point this half.
Marcel Jones at the free throw line.
Now, if we were to nitpick Marcel Jones' game, not that I haven't already, free throw shooting is 30%. It's gone 3 from 10 coming into this game. Makes me eat my words and goes 50% on that trip.
Matthews to bring the ball up. Here's Judd. Hands it back off to Matthews, round the Sailor screen. Up with his left hand. Rebounded by Jones. For all the messiness and, you know, let's be honest, it hasn't been the most entertaining quarter of basketball we've seen as James Moores continues his game. The Giants have still managed to keep the ears just at arm's length. Crystal, 13 points to lead. Smith-Milner looking to make it 16, leaves it short. Here's Stroud. Back to Xavier Adam, catch and shoot. His 3-ball off the front iron. Smith-Milner comes down with it.
Just want these threes to go for Xavier Adam, really stepping into it. We know he's a shooter, we know he can knock it down. Just struggling right now, 0 from 3 from deep.
Matthews back to Smith-Milner. 5 on the shot clock. We hear the Giants bench yell out, what a find from Tohi Smith-Milner, and Liam Judd is fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2.
Great find from Smith-Milner and a great cut from Liam Judd to see the space, run into it and have the ball placement to get it and keep it away from the defense on that finish.
He might have done his groin a disservice there. Turned up a little bit gingerly. Just the court vision of Tohi Smith-Milner always astounds me. The way he plays the game is so relaxed, at his own pace, but effective. And we've seen it right up to the international level. He's been a really effective tool black for a long time. And just fire a pass out of nowhere through 2 players and perfectly into someone's hands.
You can tell his game IQ is high because it translates to those multiple levels, and also that ability to just slow the game down, like you mentioned. He understands angles, how to thread it through different gaps.
Great to see some genuine NBL time out there for Rico Verricchio. Averages just over a minute a game, and it's normally towards the end of the 4th in either big wins or big losses. He's earned it with his rapid league performance today, 19 points. Here he is wearing the number 7.
He was electric and he was quick off the mark. Nobody could stay in front of him in that rapid league matchup. Judd getting that one to go. Checks up to 9 points. Make that 10, averaging just over 12 per game. But like I said, the last time these 2 teams matched up, he had 26.
Back with their 2-3 zone and forcing a turnover. That one slipping through Marcel Jones' hand, so 18 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter, Giants possession.
Just once again, the Airs without that point guard, that calming factor. You can see every time they turn it over, have these mistakes. They just start to take some of that frustration out.
Young Bee Gees on the top right of your screen there.
And they're ready for the quarter time performance.
Gatlin comes back in for the last 10 seconds of this one. 4 fouls. Not much danger of giving one away on the offensive end as Perrin Hunt rises and finishes from long 2-point range. And that'll do us for the 3rd quarter of action. Again, it finishes on a high for the Nelson Giants. It was a low-scoring quarter for both teams, but the Giants come away with the lead, 67-48, and they're a quarter away from keeping their season alive and ending their grueling road trip on a high here in New Plymouth. We'll be back after the break with that 4th quarter. Welcome back, fourth quarter, about to get underway here. Let's talk about, shall we, the ramifications of this game. Crystal Leisure Walker, the Giants up with the win at the moment. They've got this game and the FI still to come. That one's back in Nelson to finish the season off. They need both those wins, or quite simply they cannot make the playoffs, but they also need a bit of help elsewhere, don't they?
Yes, they do. They need a few other teams to lose for them to go ahead, but a lot to play for here today, and that points percentage will matter as Tohi Smith-Milner drains that three. They'll want to put as many points on the board as possible and hold the ears down.
Play the optimist for the Giants fans watching on at McCashin's Brewery. As Marcel Jones gets a nice little floater to go from the baseline. This game and the Giants' last game against the FI, against two teams that are above them in the ladder and both going for that sixth spot too. So wins by their very nature against those two will be very helpful. And their points percentage is pretty useful and looking pretty good as Tohi Smith-Milner extends the lead to 23. So this game so far very helpful for Mike Fitchett's men.
Yes, and it's very helpful that Tohi Smith-Milner knocks those triples down as the Airs trying to double and wreak havoc over the court.
Meanwhile, the Taranaki Airs, Crystal, as we see Brandon Stroud size up his options. Good ball movement. Xavier Adam, three ball in the corner, leaves it short. Smith-Milner with the board. They need to get wins. Obviously, they're playing the Giants here, and they've got a tough row back in this fourth quarter, trailing by 23. Then they play the Franklin Bulls, who are another team trying to vie for that sixth spot. And then they have to go away to the Tuatara, which, pound for pound, it's the hardest trip to make in the league right now. I would have said the Saints before they sort of didn't turn up against the Rams the other night and ended their 14-game home win streak. And that Tuatara team will be hanging out for home court advantage in the playoffs, so they'll be going hard right to the end of the season up against the Sharks for that first spot. So things get tough for the Airs with this potential loss. Riccio dives on that like Captain America diving on a live grenade near the start of that first film. Forces a jump ball.
Great hustle by the guard inside. Samuel had a good dish. Now he's one that they've done a great job on tonight. Held to only just 1 point in this game. He averages over 10. That's something going good the Giants' way.
There is Samuel trying to get hold of it, trying to add to his 1 point, and he does just that. And a typical Darnay Samuel finish, just showing off that touch of his around the rim. Lukanen sees a bit of space, goes right through it and finishes. Putting on the pace. Getting the Huskies firing up on the sled, Emmy Lukanen.
The Huskies, the Yetis, and what about that finish from Stroud? Up to 20 now. This matchup tonight really came alive in that second quarter. It hasn't looked back since. Another look, change of pace. Likes the size advantage he has with that matchup. It's going to be very interesting to see how these games play out this week, this round, and how everyone falls.
Big ones with the Hawks down on the southern swing. Liam Judd puts the big size 13s on the sideline. Hawks on that southern swing. Chance to spoil the party. Riccio manhandled by Stroud, who drains the three as well. Brandon Stroud come to play now since that last timeout. Chipping into that lead. Hunt to Lukanen. Here's Riccio across the baseline, looking to drop it into Judd. Comes off Judd's six-pack, and he somehow recovers and finishes.
It's a good way for Judd to back up Riccio, giving him that ball inside.
Riccio takes the seat, Elijah Inwood comes in. I'm going to give Elijah Inwood a shout out. So former Garran College student who switched over to Nelson College for his last couple of years, but now giving back to his old school, coaching the Garran College Senior A basketball team, and having a pretty good season as well.
See, that's what you're on this game, to drop in all those little gems So good. See guys giving back. Cruz Hunt.
3 ball from the corner. He's having a good second half, is Cruz, up to 19 points now. Stroud rises, that's off to the left. Inwood coming down with the rebound. Smith-Milner. Well, he's up to 19 points now, going toe-for-toe with his teammate Cruz Hunt. Just get the puku out after that one, did he?
Showing his six-pack off. Give me 6. I mean, that's a great passage of play by Inwood, getting that rebound. Great dish to his shooter, Tuhi Smith-Milner. He's already lined up 2 this quarter.
Timeout for the Taranaki Airs. Brandon Stroud leading the way for them with 24 points. 9 for 19 from the field, shooting at a 47% clip. Marcel Jones shooting at a 35% clip. Speaking of $35 for a large Nonna pizza from Sal. Scan that QR code. What a deal to get you through to the end of July. Can I just say, a great pizza, Nonna.
Okay, and you said that was basil, not spinach on top.
That's basil, yeah,
okay.
That's not spinach, yeah. Die-hard Airs fans sticking with it, with their team down big in the 4th.
Hey, they know the trophy on the line, the Brian Brampton Memorial Trophy. 2 things they're playing for tonight. Playoffs and that hardware.
I mentioned the Hawks got the Southern Twin. They play the Nuggets tomorrow, and then a couple of days later they'll play the Sharks. And that's a tough one. Both those teams looking to cement their spots. The Nuggets into the 5th spot, and the Sharks trying to have home court advantage all the way through, as Nico Hill, who saw walk off down to the locker room earlier in the games, come back out and let that one fall through his legs. Cutting a frustrated figure out there tonight. The Tuatara, speaking of teams trying to lock in number 1, they take on the Manawatu Jets, who are currently inspired by the law firm of Webster and Webster.
Oh, and that's, you know, their hometown team. I'm sure they'll be getting up for that matchup.
What a lineup of stars in that game with the 2 Webster boys, Danovich, Lowe. That's going to be some great Kiwi talent on display as Stroud struts his way to the hoop for 2 more. The Phi, they've got a tough one this weekend, trying to keep their season alive, and they've got to go to the capital city. A couple of great former Saints playing for the Phi in Jordan Ngatai and Ruben Tarangi. Both won multiple championships in the capital. Now wearing the pink of toad on it. It'll be a great game. There's 2 of our great young coaches as well, Aaron Young and Matt Lacey, going up against each other. It's going to be a meeting of the minds as well as on the court. There's Nico Hill getting his first points of this game. A bit of relief on his face. He'll go to the line to try and add 1 more to it as well.
Great slip along that baseline. We know he's dangerous around the rim. But yeah, I'm really interested to see how the Phi go. We know when Tall Blacks come back, especially after having international stints, they come back with a different type of hunger mentality about them. So we'll see how they show out in that matchup.
Then, Crystal, we've got the Rams taking on the Tuatara down in Ototahi. That one is going to be a great game on Sunday.
These games also great preview as to what's to come in playoffs.
Well, that's a genuine finals preview. As what a pass again. There's Tuhi Smith-Milner, court vision, finding Cruz Hunt.
It's not only for his ability to see his player open, but also when that defensive eyes, that head turns, throwing it when they're not looking.
Hunt called for foul number 3 there on Stroud, who is now on 28 points and a chance to make it 29. 5 minutes still to go in this one. He's getting his tonight.
Absolutely is. His season best was 24 versus the Hawks in round 13. So it's definitely upped his average after this game.
Rebound number 15 for Emi Luukkonen, who joins James Moores on that number of boards. We're going to have to choose a game MVP from this one in the next 4 minutes and 47 seconds. Crystal. And I'm going to put a pitch out there for Emil Luukkonen, who only has 7 points. But his rebounds and his work off the ball, his screening, his sealing, has been pretty crucial for the Giants tonight, I think. I'm not locking him in. I'm just saying, putting a pitch forward for him.
Okay, like that pitch. He's also got the highest plus-minus and right on time. Down low, but denied at the rim. See, another one right up there would be Cruz Hunt with 23 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds.
Toy Smith-Milner, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Potentially you have something to say about my Luukkonen shout, the Merino man.
Obviously on the ear side, Stroud leading the way with that 28 points, but James Moore has also been good in patches, 14 points. How about that connection? Cruz and Tohi.
Timeout. Taranaki is, the pair of Hunt, Smith-Milner show the Hyphen brothers leading the way for the Giants in this fourth quarter as they push the pain, and John White, I should say, sorry, knows how important points percentage is, and the Airs points percentage is currently the worst in the league. So a loss here, which it really looks like it's going to be, could be devastating for the Airs unless they really pull back this points deficit, which at the moment is 23. Luukkonen getting a bit of work done on his wrist or his thumb there.
Luukkonen's been putting in a shift, not just on the glass, but his versatility, his ability to stretch the floor, put it on the ground and get himself to the rim, showing us a little bit of everything he has in his bag and all the different ways he can contribute to a game.
Let's see how the Airs come out of this timeout. Travel 25. Correcting myself there. Brandon Stroud's going to let this ball just painfully roll along the floor. And the clock starts when he touches it.
I see the Giants in a 3-2. And that's how you respond. Get it to the wing, all those corner pockets, which forces the baseline defender to run out. Luukkonen was the victim that time.
Riley Tudor taking full advantage with the 3. Oh, what a find from Luukkonen. Ty Smith-Milner getting up and throwing it down with 2 hands. They'll go to the line for one more. Well, Big Ty, third game in 5 games. Third game in 5 days, still getting off the ground.
And there's the smile, finally. How about the pass? Ty Smith-Milner hanging off the rim for the finish. That's what I love about this Giants team, is how unselfish they are, willing to make that extra pass. And the fact that everyone else was so much more hyped than he was to get that dunk speaks to their culture as well.
91-67. Giant forcing the turnover. Oh, Samuel doing great though. And almost another steal, but called for a foul. Gatton's going to put on a shove, is he? Not a great one. We're going to need more Moppets than that, more towel girls than that for Dane hitting the floor. We might need some of those industrial hair dryers down there.
Quinton Bailey will come back on the floor. He's only played 7 minutes in this matchup. Someone I think maybe could have been used a little bit more earlier in this game, but we'll see what he can do with the last 3 minutes.
Well, they have really suffered without having Cook Jr., Crystal, but they've also just seemed to lack energy tonight, this Airs team. Like, there is a lot to play for. Like I've just said, a loss to them tonight is devastating, and yep, the Giants came out particularly hot, but I just have not seen any sense of urgency or desperation from a Taranaki team that needs wins to, they're in a better position than the Giants before this game on the ladder.
Right, they were sitting in 8th place, the Giants in 10th coming into this matchup. Like I said, those losses, especially over a season, really start to take a toll. And as we can see, the frustration out on the floor by Stroud. Not a place to really argue with the ref in front of the opposition bench too.
Well, I think Mike Fitchett's stirring a few things up over there. Quentin Bailey or Mike Fitchett know each other, so he just gave a little laugh about it. Brendan Stroud, less familiar with the Tall Blacks assistant coach.
Right, probably not so friendly. But let's just have a look what they're missing with Aaron Cook out of the game. You know, contributes over 14 points per game, but it's really those 7 assists that he gives this side as well as Tuta.
And just the leadership as well, you know, having that floor general makes a big difference. The Giants have done well tonight without Alex McNaught, who provides that for them as well, especially when Sam Dempsey's not here. Emil Luukkonen really wanted that game MVP, I mentioned, draining the 3 from the wing. Up to 10, there's a double-double for the Big Fin. Wow, both teams really stretching this game out.
They don't want to go home.
I told you we needed more air and mopping going on for that Dane Puddle.
If there was going to be one player that was going to stop it and let the Bartercard official know, it was going to be Stroud.
Old Lake Samuel, we need to clear that up. There we go. Was it the same towel that they already tidied it up with? Like, have they just put more Samuel moisture onto the ground there? We're back underway, 2 minutes 40 of this one to go. The Giants with a commanding lead. Marcel Jones, 3 seconds in the key on Quentin Bailey.
Had Marcel Jones taken that shot attempt, that call wouldn't have come. 3 seconds obviously resets every time someone attempts a shot, no matter if it hits the rim or not.
Saylor hands it off to Inwood. Inside, Zach Rampton getting some minutes, which is great to see in the Brian Rampton Memorial Trophy game. Great moment for the Rampton family on the court. Both Damien and Tony played for. Brian and Irene would have been in the crowd watching them for, oh geez, hundreds of games. Inwood just shakes off Adam. 3-ball doesn't go.
But I think that also speaks to Michael Fitchett's understanding of the importance of today's game and of our game. All of those other things that come, you know, by putting Rampton out on the floor.
For sure, you get that from a Kiwi coach who's been around the league for a long time, 100%, understands the history, knows those little extras to the game that you would 100% forgive John White for not being fully across.
Exactly, but that's why all the Giants fans love him at the head of the helm of this Giants franchise.
We've got another whistle here. Is it Lake Samuel again? Here's James Matthews. We go around the Rampton screen, the Rapid League crew out there for the Giants. Josh Nicol, 3-ball from the corner. Down it goes. That'll be a popular one with the Giants fans and the Giants bench. Marcel Jones with the Tom Brady pass. Quentin Bailey surrounded by Giants. That one a little bit off from Tuta, and there's Marcel running the floor and finishing nicely. 90 seconds to go. Giants lead by 26, 27. 28, 26. Scoreboard correcting itself in front of me. Riccio runs into Quentin Bailey, who is a strong boy. Inwood for the energy with the youngsters on, just the up-tipping and pace.
Yeah, you can feel that fresh energy out on the floor. Stroud can't get that one to go. But how good has Inwood been also off the bench? A really solid role player for this Giants squad.
Well, the second game in a row, he's had to step up in the absence of someone. No Liam Judd the other night, no Alex McNaught. This kid's 19 years old and just showing a maturity with his basketball. we're still talking about where Dane hit the deck. Get those girls some different towels. They're wiping up Dane's sweat with Dane's sweat. That's what's going on right now.
We're so close. 46 seconds.
Brandon Stroud wants a 30-piece. You can tell by the way he's playing. He's on 28 points. He's got 6 assists. Hasn't been for lack of trying for him that the Airs find themselves in this particular predicament.
Now, speaking of that Finnish league, he's actually someone that also played over there, averaged 21 points, almost 9 rebounds per game. So once again, that connection. And how about Quinton Bailey?
Oh, the Stratford Stallion with the two-handed slam. Riccio drops it off. Ramson goes up with a left. That would have been a fairy tale addition to the Brian Ramson Memorial Trophy game. Bailey throws it straight to Matthews. Inward, blocked by the rim. Jones throws a specky. This game's picked up in pace with 20 seconds to go. Bailey going old school, but not finishing. And the Giants are going to have the last say in this one. And, well, it'd be hard-pressed to say they don't deserve it. Enrico Riccio, who started the night with a 19-point game, let Zach Rampton get the final bucket. He's going to go to the line. And there'll be a Rampton at the line to finish the Brian Rampton Memorial Trophy game. Dad Tony, Mum Nikki will be watching on from Shanghai.
They're still over in China? I know he moved there as a kid.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's still work there. Tony Rampton is, I believe, I'm going to get this wrong, but vice principal or some high up position at the Shanghai Singapore International School, where Zach went to school.
Glad they've sent him home and have put him back at Nelson College.
And there he goes with his point. Great to see with 1.7 seconds to go in his grandfather's game. Might be his first NBL point, Crystal.
Let me try to look that up for us.
What a place for him to get it, as we have a BNZ player timeout from the Taranaki Airs.
Yeah, he made his debut last year, I know, and rapidly, because high is 9 points, but you're right, that might be. What a storytale moment for him.
Stroud, Jones, turnaround jumper, leaves it short, and the Giants with a crucial win and a big win. Both to keep their season alive and to add to their points percentage. 98-73 over the Taranaki Airs. We're going to have to choose an MVP, Crystal. I think we're shortlisting Cruz Parahunt, Emmy Luukkonen, but we've given it to the Merino man himself, Tohi Smith-Milner. 23 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, showing his vision. There he is, big Tohi, and getting up for a two-handed exclamation mark as well.
And helped by 5 3-pointers, which really opened it up in that third quarter. You can even see the Airs giving him some love, clearly deserving of our MVP pick. The Nelson Giants just too good tonight. Walked in here on a mission, faced some adversity, like we said, those injuries out, some leadership out with McNaught and Dempster. Does not matter. Next man up is the mentality for the Nelson Giants, and they get the job done tonight.
Chemist Warehouse, tail of the tape, and then we see Smith-Milner, Cruz Parahunt leading the way for the Giants with 23 points apiece. Stroud, 28 points in the losing effort. James Moores, not to be shrugged at his line tonight. He had 16 rebounds to go with his 14 points up against it with Luukkonen, Smith-Milner and Saylor. And there is Emmy Luukkonen's contribution. Like you said, had the highest plus-minus for the Giants. And some key moments out there to keep the Airs at arm's length.
Yeah, and those two with those 16 rebounds absolutely battled it out inside. But those 3 bigs for the Giants really came away with the cookies, as we see Toisman Milner also showing us his passing ability. 7 assists, game high, as well as Cruz Parahunt. He was dishing it out and got himself going late in that second quarter to finish with 23 as well. But it was really the first and third quarter for the Taranaki Airs where they were only able to put 12 points up on the board. That's where the Giants were able to stretch their lead out, and Cruz Perrothan, look at him leading the way with 5 steals. Stroud had 4, which led to some great transition buckets. But at the end of the day, the Giants just had a more complete overall game in this one, which has them walking away with the Bryant Rampton Memorial Trophy and still a chance at those playoffs.
Big games of basketball to come your way. Nuggets taking on the Hawks, who are on their southern swing. They take the Sharks on Saturday afternoon as well. The Nuggets tomorrow evening. Friday, the Tuatara will look to wrestle back top spot against the Manawatu Jets. And then a big one for the Tauranga Fire, trying to keep their season alive. They take on the Saints Saturday afternoon from TSB Arena in the capital city. Beyond that, Canterbury take on the Tuatara too, in what potentially is going to be the game of the weekend and a real genuine final preview. Well, the Giants needed a win, and a big one would have been helpful, and they ticked both those boxes to end a grueling road trip with a 98-73 win in New Plymouth. And they'll head back to Nelson with a spring in their step. From myself, Hugh Bain, and Crystal Ledger-Walker, all of us at Sky Sport, we'll do it all again, shall we, as the Sales NBL reaches its climax in 2026.